Well, hello everyone. As you can tell, I'm not TJ. Sorry. But welcome to the Geek Fortress stream. I'm Coleman, as you can see below me. We're playing some modern action tonight. By the way, thank you to Todd and Team NFG Bot for those hosts. That was always awesome to see that. And also, thanks, shout out to, I think it was R. Gibson for joining. I think that popped up while we were still in the intro screen. Yeah, welcome to the Fortnites. You're awesome. So yeah, we're just waiting, we're just waiting for the first round to pull on. If I pull put on the cowboy hat, well, be a little bit of a drive since I think that's still in Texas. Do have this hat that's way too small. This hat is way too small for me, but there we go. Yep, it's way too small. Not thought better of that. Not happening. Is Mason hyped about the Naya Mythic? Should be. I think he is. At least I tried. That's true. I did in fact try, and as they say, trying is half the battle.
Hi, you have no friends tonight?
I don't have anyone back
right
here.
now.
Oh, hello, Maeve.
Hi. So on the knot wall, we have Chris.
Okay.
He's on elves. Elvies.
Elf. Well, you know how to start it right.
And then on the wall
Okay.
is Logan.
Okay. Oh man, that doesn't work in here.
And
Okay.
he is on white, black, death cloud.
Okay.
White, black, death cloud.
We've got to come up with a clever name for this at some point.
Gideon cloud.
Well, I hear you
seeing
can't
Gideon's.
lose when you do that.
No TJ tonight. Sorry, chat.
Yeah, TJ is taking a bit of a break. I think he's got some stuff he's working on.
Yeah.
But we're here, and that's what matters.
Hi. I'm not here for long. I'm playing tonight.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, yeah, we've got Death Cloud versus Elves.
That's my
All right.
My
Say goodbye to Maeve.
See you later. Bye, chat.
All right, yeah, we've got Elves versus Death Cloud. I have no idea what's happening, but I like it already. Because it's got Elves and it's got Death Cloud. Two really, well, Elves isn't an unknown deck, but this Death Cloud deck, I have no idea what's going on. Like, I see a Lingering Souls, I see an Elspeth, there's a Signet involved. It's all over the place. Meanwhile, on the Elf side, Zuri in hand, that's a good start. And we've got Guiltleaf Palace, gonna reveal Llanowar Elves. We're gonna play this Llanowar Elves. Foil Vintage Masters, I believe. Or Eternal Masters, not Vintage Masters. Logan gonna play a Shambling Vent on the other side. That is a good point. We should pull up Death Cloud, the cornerstone of the deck. At least I think it is. If it'll actually pop up. There we go. So that timer is close to being accurate now. So yeah, this Death Cloud deck is going to be all about finding ways to make Death Cloud a one-sided board wipe. Yep. Land a Planeswalker, then Death Cloud for a bunch. But Chris is doing his best to try to mitigate the amount that Logan can Death Cloud for by dealing a lot of damage. This Elvish Archdruid gonna do... Untapping with an Archdruid is one of the best things in the Elf deck, because then you have access to a ton of mana. We are just gonna collect a company during the main phase. Gonna look at 6 cards off the top. And what are we gonna do about it? Yeah, Collect a Company in the Elves deck. It's a very different card than in other company decks, because you do tend to hit 2 creatures more often than not. And yep, we do see 2 Nettle Sentinels incoming right here. And see if Chris wants to tap that Archdruid for 4 mana. And nope, he's just going to attack. Put Logan down to 18. Put some more pressure on board. A Raven's Crime is a draw from Logan. And he might end up playing this Lingering Souls. Hexa 237! Thank you for the sub. You're awesome. Well, evening to Eruk. Yeah, if it's an evening where you are, good evening. If it's morning, good morning. And if it's anywhere in between, also, welcome. I am lone wolfing it tonight. I'm doing it Han style. TJ is... I don't know where TJ is, but he's doing some stuff. And he asked me to cover it for him, so I'm going to cover for him. So, Logan's just counting out the damage he's going to take if he can wait to cast this Lingering Souls for a little bit, or if he wants to shock himself, which he does. Going to see Raven's Crime first. Xtumi, it's going actually pretty well. Back here by myself, so it's a little bit interesting. Looks like we're going to retrace the Raven's Crime, try to see if we can get Chris empty-handed, which we are going to do. And see if we can just say, I'm going to beat this board. And Chris is going to proceed to draw Lead the Stampede, which is probably one of the best cards to draw after someone has pitched your hand. Yeah, Lead the Stampede, going to look at the top 5 cards. And we're going to find 2 of them, including a Shaman of the Pack. Oh, thank you, that storyteller. That's very nice. Yeah, so... Wow, that was... I mean, even for Lead the Stampedes, that's not bad. What is he using with the black? That is for Shaman of the Pack. Actually, Chris actually just found one off of a Lead the Stampede. And I think Chris is just figuring out whether or not he wants to cast it, or cast the, wants to cast the cards or attack. And it looks like he's deciding that he's going to attack for 8. Put Logan on a 2-turn clock. And we're just going to play a Llanowar Elves in the second main phase to untap those Nettle Sentinels. Logan going to draw, well, not the best card in the world. Concealed Courtyard after turn 3. Not as good as it is otherwise. And I think we're going to just be casting a Lingering Souls. And I think probably retrace the Raven's Crime, if nothing else. Well, you do want to work your way up to more land, so the Death Cloud is going to be better. Nope, we're just going to get that Shaman of the Pack out of Chris's hand. It's a little unfortunate he didn't have the black mana to do that, but, you know, them's the breaks. And, well, the last time he got Raven's Crime, he drew one of his best cards. Or better cards, I should say. But looks like we're just going to see an attack first. So we're going to see a block of the Nettle Sentinels. We're going to take 4. Going to go to 4. And be very low on life total. So what did Chris draw? Oh, a Dwynen's Elite. Interesting. Yep, so we're going to get a token. And I'm not sure what Logan can draw here. Damnation, perhaps? Well, he drew Death Cloud, but it's not exactly looking great here. And I think, yep, Logan is going to scoop him up after a pretty good... Yep, next card is always the card you want. Yep. It's always the next card. So yeah, Elves gonna take game 1 after actually a pretty good start from the Elves deck. Actually, not even losing a point of life. Wow, that is some domination. if for no other point. So Logan gonna board in, looks like some Kalitas, or a Kalitas, a Liliana, and and two ley lines. Huh. That is, it's worth noting, I think Logan built this deck literally 2 minutes before the tournament started, so his sideboard options probably aren't the best. And I just want to point out that try to be respectful to these players. Is that a Sorin that just passed through? Whoa, okay, Logan's deck is all over the place. That is a lot of damnations. Wow. So it looks like he's going to board out 2 Planeswalkers for a different Planeswalker. And... yeah, that's a Sorin Grim Nemesis. Wow. One man... no, that is a Sorin Lord of Innistrad, not Grim Nemesis. Those arts always looked the same to me. And I don't really know why. They're not that similar. I've had that cast against me enough. I should probably know. But yeah, one-man coverage tonight. Doing it solo. Hopefully I don't break everything. So yeah, Logan's going to board in 4 cards. Looks like... that's an Ob Nixilis. So that's probably coming out. 5 mana. Well, he didn't get... he got to... I guess he technically got to 5 mana that last game, but he was already losing on the board something fierce. Chris, I think, Chris is boarding in, I think, a little bit more. Might be boarding in Revoker, might be on... although with Lead the Stampede, probably the core plan is not as good. Huh. Do we have Delirium in the crowd? I'm not sure, and I don't think we have Amulet, although I showed up and came right back here, so I didn't get a good chance to look at everything in the room. Sorry. And so Logan's making his last sideboarding decisions. Looks like he decided to take out a Lingering Souls. And, yep, we're going to board in those cards. Liliana the Last Hope. Looking to be quite the card in the matchup, if all goes according to plan. Chris on the other side, however. It's going to be on the draw this game if Logan... yeah, if... I can't imagine he's going to be on... I can't imagine Logan's going to take the draw here. This doesn't seem like the matchup that extra card is going to be worth it. I mean, it's not a control mirror. That's traditionally where taking the draw is less frowned upon. What would Leyline be in here for? Probably Shaman of the Pack and maybe Thoughtseize if Chris boarded them in. That's another reason you have the Black Splash for discard effects. And Abrupt Decay, maybe? Guess that might be in the sideboard, but it wouldn't be coming in the matchup anyway. You didn't really see anything that's, other than maybe Orzhov Signet, that you'd want to Abrupt Decay. And it looks like Logan is going to keep his hand. Chris is going to send it back. And Logan has, I mean, a turn 1 discard spell followed by a Orzhov Signet. That's not bad. Yeah, by the way, thank you to Logan. He's fanning them out for me. I don't have to guess what's in his hand. Got an Urborg there. Urborg, kind of funny against the Elves deck, because now they don't have to worry about finding... yeah, they don't have to worry about finding Black Source. The new red card, I have no idea if it's good or not. I feel decidedly medium. But that's how I feel about most spoiler cards. So, sorry. I don't really have my thoughts of it haven't solidified yet. Ooh, that hand is very interesting from Chris. So it's Nettle Sentinel, a Dwynen's Elite, a Elvish Mystic, a Collected Company, and 2 lands. It's interesting. You can't take the payoff card in that Collected Company, and you can't take the lands, So do you take the early mana production? Do you take the 2-for-1 creature, or do you take the most aggressive threat? And it looks like he's just going to take the mana. He's going to take the mana disruption game plan, which is not a bad line to do. Yep, and we're just going to see... Oh, excuse me. Oh, we're just going to see that Nettle Sentinel come down for Chris off that Gilt-Leaf Palace. Logan is going to hold up the Fatal Push after playing a Shambling Vent. Chris is going to show him that other card. Maybe... Oh, he might be holding onto this Fatal Push in response to the Dwynen's Elite to stop him from getting an extra dude. It's pretty clever. Logan has played a lot of Dwynen's Elites over the last couple months, so it's well known for that trigger. Or well known for knowing that trigger, I should say. Drawing another Fatal Push is also it's also a pretty good card. And he's just going to play this Signet here. And then his ship the turn back. Yeah, this game looking a lot better for Logan. There's no early aggression. There's no major threat. Like, there's no Archdruid. A Scavenging Ooze is probably fine for Chris. It's something you probably want to Fatal Push at some point, although you aren't really under a whole lot of pressure. And it looks like Chris is just going to take the opportunity to gain a life and put a counter on the Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, we're just going to put a counter on that Scavenging Ooze. Did we tell Dylan to put Seance in his reanimator deck? We did, actually. That was one of the things he said. Yeah, that'll probably happen. Yeah, Logan's holding on to this Fatal Push a little bit. Decides he doesn't want to cast it, just take 2 from the Elite. What's up, NBD? It's quite the big deal that you're here, though. Because you guys are all awesome, and thank you all for watching. Yep, I was going to say, comes into play untapped. Yep, Logan is just looking through his deck, finding the land. TJ is in the chat, however. Look at that. Logan's draw step, he's going to find Kalitas. Now, that's a very good draw. Wow. Wow, yeah, that's a great draw for Logan. That, combining with that Fatal Push, he's going to make a 2/2 zombie in addition to killing probably that Scavenging Ooze. Wow, that is quite the draw. So let's see if Chris can match it somehow, possibly finding that 4th land to cast Collected Companies, maybe draw a Lead the Stampede. Can't quite activate the Nykthos for value yet. You tap 2 to tap the Nykthos, so you get 2 mana out. You're basically only you're actually losing a mana in that scenario. Get a bigger hat. Yeah. Gotta get back to Project X. Man, you say you hate Kitchen Finks, and then you talk about Project X, TJ. I don't get it. I don't get it. So Chris is just gonna go with another activation of that Scavenging Ooze. Gonna go up to 21. Alright, thank you also to Logan for doing that. That is, that's a good one. So we're going to see an attack, and here we're going to see the Fatal Push. Going to take down that Scavenging Ooze. Going to make a token as well that is exiled. Going to look through our binder. It's on the other side. Side flop! Welcome to the Fortnite. You are awesome. Yeah. Finding a zombie there. Also untapping with a Kalitas is very good. Now, that's also a pretty good draw for Logan. Finding a Solemn Simulacrum, the sad robot. And I have to imagine we're going to play it here. Maybe an attack first. Actually, an attack first probably makes a whole lot more sense. Maybe attack with both, maybe not attack with both. Yep, we are going to see an attack there. Now, Chris has to decide whether or not he wants to block. He's at 22 life, decides to block the zombie. Yeah, he's going to take 3, Logan's going to gain 3, and then he's going to get that zombie right back anyway. Hoo-hoo. That is some value right there. We're going to see Mr. Bubbles! Sorry, I mispronounced that. Mr. Bubbles. There we go. Welcome to the Fortnites. You are awesome. So yeah, Sad Robot coming down second main phase. Gonna go find a Plains. But with that Urborg, it is, in fact, doing its best Scrubland impression. Now, Chris did find that 4th land, but it is a Blooming Marsh, so it is going to come into play tapped. And I'll lead the Stampede, going to... Ooh! Wow, that is quite the hit. Drawing 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures off that. 2 of them were Reclamation Sage, and I think one of them was an Elvish Mystic. And the other one is a Dwynen's Elite. So that's actually how you come back from a game like this. Now, it's a little awkward. Those Rec Sages only really have one target in that Orzhov Signet. You don't want to kill that Sad Robot. He's just going to draw a card. But, yeah, also... Ooh, man, the Kalitas doing a whole lot of work. It's basically Rihanna right now. That's how much work it's doing. It doesn't really matter that Logan's drawing a whole lot of lands. And you can activate that Shambling Vent now. And he's going to go with an untapped Godless Shrine. And we're going to see an activation of Shambling Vent. Probably going to turn them all sideways. Sack the zombie, put 2 more counters on that Kalitas. Yeah, we're going to see an attack for 9. Still a 3-turn clock, but Logan is... That Kalitas off the top might have been the best card that he could find with that Fatal Push, because now he's just taking over the game. And even the Rec Sage to kill... I think you actually have to kill the Sad Robot here. That's still not going to really help him. I mean, Elves isn't really a deck full of removal spells, unless he has, I don't know, Fatal Push plus to activate Revolt. And it looks like we're just going to cast Collected Company during the main phase, trying to find a way to get back into this game. Oof. Gonna look at the top 6, and what do we find? We found 4 off the Lead the Stampede, and well, 5 is better than 6. We're gonna find a... Oh, that's a start. Gonna see a Shaman trigger, gonna have Logan lose 2 life. And Logan did draw another land. But I think at this point he's just saying, okay, do your worst. Yeah, do your worst. I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to get this Elvish Mystic off the table right now. And you just saw Chris draw a Lord, basically drew 5 creatures. And... Gonna see an attack by Kalitas. Looks like Chris decides to chump block, get another zombie out of it. He does in fact gain 5, go to 26. Do I think Surgical deserves the $16 price? I love Surgical Extraction. It's probably one of my favorite cards in Modern at the moment. So, why is extra pay $3? Because you can pay 2 life for Surgical Extraction, and it's a lot better with Snapcaster Mage, which is not nothing. Ooh, wow! Chris suddenly has access to a whole lot of mana. Wow. So, having the Heritage Druid plus Nettle Sentinel synergy is going to enable him to get, what, 8 mana here? Ooh, another Collected Company. And you have one floating. Wow, this is how you come back. Don't call it a comeback. We've been here for, what, 20 minutes? I assume that's how much time. We have about 30 minutes left in the round, I think. Yep, 30 minutes. Finding another Lord and another Heritage Druid. Wow. And you still have access to at least to 2 of those Reclamation Sages in your hand. I think those are his last 2 cards. Man. So you never count any deck out, even when it's being attacked by a creature that it has a hard time dealing with. Whew. It looks like Chris is going to start casting other spells. Gonna tap those 3. And deciding to tap the token to cast one of the other lords. And there we go. He untaps his Knell Sentinel since he did, in fact, play a green spell. And he's still debating whether or not to play the Reclamation Sage. Looks like he's going to decide against it. Going to wait for a better target if he can see it. And Logan's still not drawing a whole lot of action. Drew another Shambling Vent. And suddenly... yeah, suddenly he's in a war. He's looking pretty bad. Decides to attack with... maybe attacking with the Sad Robot? Oof. Man, Logan had this game on lockdown. And then just you leave you let I mean, that's probably this right here is why you always kill the Archdruid, because that just enabled him to find a ton of mana, cast 2 Collected Companies off the top. Or yeah, I mean, he drew them off the top. Yeah, he cast 2 Collected Companies, and suddenly this game is not at all over. So what is he going to draw off the top? It looks like he's going to cast it. He also has access to that Nykthos, and now that Nykthos is going to generate, what is that, 10 mana? Instead, we're just going to do this. We're going to cast another Lead the Stampede. Wow! 5 mana floating after casting a Lead the Stampede. Wow. So, how many creatures are we going to hit off this? Oh! Zuri, Shaman of the Pack? No big deal, just 2 of the best creatures that you can find here. 5 mana floating, we're probably going to see that as... Actually, we might as well activate that Nykthos first. Wow! That was... We're going to see that Shaman come in. It's going to drain him for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Going to put him down to 19. And then we're going to see probably an activation of Zuri. Yeah, I guess first we should activate the Nykthos. Yeah, and then Logan's going to scoop it up. Wow, that was quite the comeback from Chris. Yeah, you never look, Logan. You never look. Man, just drawing a lot of lands, and then Logan got out-card advantaged somehow after starting that game really well. I mean, Chris didn't have an explosive start, but, like, this is what elves do sometimes. Wow. But, I mean, gonna see elves take down Deathcloud. That is quite... After that game was just wow. Anyway, I will see you back up in the booth. Welcome back to the booth. I don't even know how to describe what just happened. Yeah, that was some some insane Lead the Stampedes that you just saw there. Turns out Chris is the conductor of the lead there. TJ does never get to hear it. He's normally back here. Elves is in fact fun. I do love elves. Elves is... I do love the little green creatures, as a matter of fact. Well, yeah, there's 168 people out there watching just me meander my way through the stream. Welcome. I'm Coleman. We're playing some modern action here at Geek Fortress. We do the stream 3 times a week. We do it tonight. Wednesdays at 7 is when we start. So, look at that. You're already here. That's the first one. The second one we do... Legacy at 7:30 on Fridays. Yeah, and we do Modern again on Saturdays at 6. Look at that, TJ already really loving the new emote. Yeah, by the way, all those times are Pacific Standard, so if you were wondering, well, it's 7 o'clock where I am, and you guys aren't live. Well, it's probably because it's not 7 o'clock here. Yeah, Kalidas was really winning that game for Logan, and then the elves just decided, you know what? Nah. We decided that you may be a traitor of Get, but you can't win this game tonight. Is it not? It's not 7 here. Well, you know what, TJ? You want to kill? You're even killing my jokes from when you're not in the booth. That is some insane.
Oh, want to jump in?
Sure.
Sure you do mind, or sure it's okay?
No, go ahead.
That's cool. Thanks, man.
Wow, I don't know how you lost that game.
I drew a bunch of lands, and
Yeah.
then he drew Lead the Stampede and Collected Company multiple times. That's how.
Wow.
It happens. Oh well.
But,
This looks so cool. I love putting my sweater on stream. It looks like Zapdos is alive.
So, Death Cloud, huh?
Yeah, the card is so much fun. It's unfortunate that happened the way it did that game.
Yeah.
But I've been having so much fun with this deck. I will put my deck list on Twitter if you follow me. Ragrock14.
I was gonna say it should pop up here in a. There it is.
Yeah,
Got
that's
it.
me. I'll post it up online. It's definitely a work in progress. I've made changes since I played it on Monday. Mm-hmm. The Urborg is a new addition,
Okay.
which I really like. I put in a 4th Lingering Souls, and then someone suggested the Collective Brutality.
Oh yeah, that could
like,
actually be
okay.
pretty good.
Yeah, so I threw 1 main board
Okay.
to try it out.
So your sideboard is a little bit.
Yes, the sideboard is what needs the most work. The sideboard is very wonky.
Yeah, the one Leyline of the Void kind of stuck out to me.
It's because I only have 1.
Ah,
I would play
okay.
more if I had more, but
the-
I don't have more.
It's the
so I'm
classic
playing
work with
1.
what you got.
Yes. It's I have a 75 I can play. So
Sure.
for sure. So I found another match. They're in game 2.
Okay.
If they go to 3, they'll jump on and they'll let me know.
Oh, perfect. That works for me.
It's Maeve and Eli.
Of course they're
So,
playing.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Death Cloud's a ton of fun. I like it.
Thought about Orzhov Keyrune.
I have. It being 3 mana is really hard.
Sure.
Jumping from 2 to 4 is a big deal because then I can cast my 4 mana Planeswalkers on turn 3.
Yes. Yeah.
It also lets me Damnation on turn 3 if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
And so the signets have been very carefully thought out to be signets. You actually suggested Guardian Idols.
Yeah.
I do plan on trying them at some point, but right now, both black and white as colors.
Yeah, I was gonna
are
say.
very color intensive.
I was gonna say you're a lot more color intensive than the traditional
Green black one,
I was just gonna say
or mono black.
just other Death Cloud decks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit iffy.
I've also had time, on Monday I played against Merfolk, and they Spreading Seas, one of my few color sources.
Yeah.
And the Signet let me cast Death Cloud later.
That's pretty
so the Signets have
Pretty
been a huge boon.
Okay,
So,
okay.
The colors have been very important. I do plan on trying it out, though.
Yeah, by the way, hello to Jedi Finch. Don't think I forgot about you.
An elephant never forgets.
Exactly. Where's TJ? TJ's at home working on a special project.
Yeah, he keeps saying Project X, but I don't
I know
what that means.
He hates kitchen things, and yet he's working on Project X. Like,
Right.
come on. That's gaining
I'm-
infinite life. That's like the opposite of burn.
I'm technically working on Project X as well. It's just mine also has triple black.
No, I guess that's true. You
Hello.
got me. You got me on that one.
My name is Logan.
Yep, it says right there.
Right there.
There we go.
I come in here every now and again. I'm mostly a standard player and standard streamer, and since standard doesn't happen very often, I
Yeah.
haven't been back here. So I'm trying to get into modern and brewing more in modern, which you can see from round one. That one didn't happen very well.
Trust me on this one, Brewing Modern is a lot more fun.
There's a lot more cards to choose.
Yeah, there's a lot more unique cards.
What's with these?
I don't know, but they're back here, and we have invisible dinosaurs. See? They even turn.
Whoa!
They even turn your face
Whoa.
invisible.
That's cool. Here, I'm gonna double check.
All right, no problem.
It looks like Eli is in the tank, so
Well, then it's probably turn 2.
right.
Sorry, Eli, if you
I-
watch this.
I'm
But
slowly becoming a modern player.
It's
pretty cool.
you gotta take. I like taking shots at Eli because I know he can
He'll laugh
handle
at it.
Yeah,
He'll laugh at
exactly. And he takes shots at me, so
For sure.
we are totally doing stuff.
You want to do what's it called? Guess the. You can tell I haven't been back here in a while because I'm stuttering on the words. The guess the card.
Oh, 20 questions?
Yeah.
We actually have a new game. I'm not sure if you've played yet.
Maybe not. Teach me your ways. Oh, streaming one.
Okay, so this is a game called Fun or Fail.
Fun or fail.
Yep, we look up random cards, and you have to determine if you think if it's a fun card or.
Taven.
Thanks for the resub. Yep, we're gonna post red hate cards. That's correct. TJ is gone. It's funny that you chose now to hit that resub.
Right.
So is the stream basically over? No, we actually just finished. We're still in the middle of round 1.
Yeah.
We've
Round
got
1 of 4.
We've got a while to go.
Absolutely.
So yeah, this is Fun or Fail. It's a game we're starting to play like a month ago,
All right.
and we
How
just
long it's been since I've been back here.
we're just I think that's the one. There it is. Yeah, we're just gonna hit random on this button right here, and we're gonna figure out if the card is fun or fail. You can't actually say medium.
Fun.
Okay.
Let's you cast your cards. Fun.
Comes by tap though.
So?
But I mean,
It's not a fail. It's a fun.
okay. That's kind of the opposite of how TJ does it. If it's not,
If he says it's not fun, then it's a fail.
Yeah,
Casting your
exactly.
cards. This taps for red mana. How could he hate this card?
I know, right?
Obviously good.
I do like this a lot, mostly because it's the original Paintlands.
Hey, I can't see. What does it say?
I see sound 619.
Is that because you put Red Bull in your coffee? I put Red Bull in my coffee. Now I see sound.
Also, the double resub actually.
Dude, thank you so much.
Yeah, right there.
Where is it?
Nick. I can't actually pronounce your name. I'm sorry.
Nicolosin.
There we go.
Got it. Nailed
Look
it.
at that. You come back here.
Nailed it. Ace. It can't be stopped.
And you got it. Z Canner MTG. Thank you for the host. But anyway, let's go to the next one.
Oh, they're not. Fun.
More
This
Crit
card's
Banshee.
so much fun.
I really do.
I love
I
this
like
card.
this card a lot, actually.
Dude, it's FTK on black on a spirit.
It also costs.
Also, look at her mouth.
Yeah,
it's a horror movie.
I was gonna say it's Innistrad. I
Yeah.
love Innistrad, and yeah, I just I actually really like the morbid mechanic.
Yeah,
So
triggers morbid.
okay, coming
Next.
into the next one. What do we got? Cantrips. It's replaceable.
It does say draw a card, and that's fun, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna say fail.
I'd probably say fail too. Although I mean, protection from artifacts was pretty big in Skies Limited.
You're right. It's a green card. Win. Fun. You're right. If I'm gonna be replacing TJ, I gotta hype every green card.
Oh, sure. You smart.
Win.
You loyal.
So this card's fun. Look at this mana cost. Green.
Oh, this card.
This
great.
is so fun.
I love this card.
If you've never gotten to forecast this card,
Oh, man.
you haven't lived. This card is amazing.
Yeah, no, it actually is. I love this card so much that I built a deck around this.
Yeah.
Like,
It's actually just super fun.
yeah, look, I would say this is one of the best. I mean, it's the best to use at Forecast. Because Forecast isn't even that good of a keyword.
I was gonna say, I can't, off the top of my head, think of any other Forecast cards.
Proclamation of Rebirth has Forecast.
Okay.
But, I mean, when's the last time you saw Proclamation of Rebirth cast in Modern?
Never.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen it Forecast, so what does that
Next.
tell you about that card?
Green Mage. Poly K for life.
Alright, the next card, Sarah Angel.
Fun.
It's a classic.
This card's so fun.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen this art before,
It
though.
attacks and blocks. That's cool art.
Yeah.
She's gonna stab you.
Yeah, just... Oh, I forgot about Pride of the Clouds. That's a good one, too. Anyway.
Next. Green card, fun. This
I
one's
don't,
actually kind of fun.
I don't even... So this is just Creeping Mold.
Yeah. It's literally...
Oh.
Okay. I actually have a fond memory of this. For, like, 2 months, there was a land destruction deck in Standard.
There was?
Yes. There were 3 different 2-mana mana dorks.
Okay.
And so your game plan was turn 2 mana dork. Turn 3, one of, like... There were 4 different 4-mana spells that destroyed lands.
Really?
It was red and green. So your early game was to just kill every single land you can.
Okay.
And then on turn 7, you cast a Dragon Lord Jamoka. Or not Jamoka, Atarka.
Atarka?
Yeah, and then you just hit them with Dragon Lord
Oh,
Jamoka.
so this was like... This wasn't, like, vehicle standard.
Oh, no.
Okay, I was gonna say...
This was cons.
I was gonna say, this feels like...
This was cons.
Okay, because I was gonna say, this deck doesn't sound like it would compete at all against any
No,
of these
this
decks.
was right before Standard was not fun anymore.
Oh, okay.
This is when people, like, had fun building Standard decks.
I think that was the last time I played Standard, so...
River Delta. Boring.
Boring. Hold on.
Look at all the words on that card. Fail? What, a
Depletion counter.
Depletion counter?
Depletion.
A Depletion counter is not fun. That's not fun.
Whoa, yeah, I don't like... This is
Nope.
so weird.
You have to what? Bring it close. You age by 10 years when you read this card.
Well, would you say your knowledge gets depleted?
Yes. And my fun. Depleted. Gone. Power
Sync's awesome.
As
Power
soon as you
Sync-
figure out what it does.
Power Sync is, like... It's so weird.
It's if you have more mana than your opponent does, then they have to skip their turn. Also, it says interrupt.
Yeah, it says interrupt. Like, that's gotta be good. Like, I really like interrupts.
Too many words. Fail.
I actually really like just when you see interrupts on
Yeah.
things, just because I like interrupts.
It's a true...
You're interrupting things. Like, that's why I think every counter spell should be an interrupt, because you're interrupting them casting a spell.
You're such a blue mage.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen?
I want my opponent to feel bad when I counter their spell.
Just hold on.
I'm not doing
Hold
things
on.
at instant speed. I'm interrupting you from doing your thing.
I was gonna say, you've seen
More
me play
feels
turns. Turns is all. There's
Yeah,
nothing but mono blue.
That's true. I also can't back on it because I just defended land destruction. This card's so much fun.
Oh yeah, Figure of Destiny is great.
He turns into a warrior avatar. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, that really is.
It's also like, look at the mana symbols on this. Oh my gosh. Look at the mana symbols on this card.
Yeah, that is a lot.
That is so cool. This is a mono red and a mono white card.
Oh yeah, it's very cool.
Like, you just look at it and you're like, oh, that's so cool. What does it do? Also, the art is gorgeous.
Oh yeah,
Oh
exactly.
my gosh.
Like this was actually the when I got back into Magic and Eventide.
Protection from Wordy. I have protection from Wordy.
Oh, I mean that makes you an uncard. So,
Sweet. I'll take it.
but yeah, I got back into Magic in Eventide, and this was actually the pre-release promo.
That was a good pre-release.
And when I played,
right.
we didn't really have pre-release promos last time, or at least I can't remember it because I was kind of young at the time.
I don't know. I got it in Zendikar.
But yeah, I really like this. I really like this card. a lot.
Fun. Win. Even though it's a red card.
I'm not sure what.
Hey!
No!
What have you done?
I'm trying to grab
Careful.
that. There we go.
Who was that? Where does it say on the thing? Where is it? No, death to...
Death.
I saw the first half of your name.
With
Death to
2. Death 2. Welcome
something
to
is
the
being
Fortnite.
deathed to.
Yes. Sorry.
Hi! No. Maeve, you are. Hello.
What?
How are you?
Good.
Is the next round
didn't know
started?
if Coleman was still
Oh, yeah.
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 We're playing stuff.
We're good.
This
But
card's
yeah,
fun.
Master of the Feast.
This card's fun.
It's a combo with Notion Thief.
It's. Ooh. Yeah, it is. It's a 3-mana 5/5. Also enchantment creature. That's fun. As soon as you can figure out as soon as your brain stops also my screen size. You're crowding my space.
You're harshing my buzz, man.
Someone clip this. Hello.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
This card's so much fun. As soon as your mind stops exploding from enchantment creature.
Yeah,
Dude, it's
yeah.
a 3-mana 5/5.
I do like that all the enchantment creatures have that border,
It's really cool.
and you can actually see the little things in the art.
I've never seen I think I just figured out a way to judge this. I've never seen a new player look at this card and go, eh.
Oh, that's a good one, actually.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good way
If a new
to,
player looks at a card
to
and
do
goes, ooh,
Yeah, 5/5 flyer
Fun.
for 3.
fun.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like the way you think about that. Actually, that makes sense. This card I really like. I mean, it's an Innistrad card, so I'm gonna have to say it's on
Yeah.
a higher tier.
This is
but-
actually a two-faced card.
Oh yeah, it's
Double-sided. It's
it's,
pacifism or +2/+2.
Yeah, have you ever actually put this on your opponent's creature to give it +2/+2? Because I have.
I might have done it on accident. Oh yes, because my opponent had a werewolf and they flipped their werewolf, and the werewolf was too big for me to deal with, so I put it on their werewolf,
And then
which
you
made
snipe
them
the
want.
monstrous? Because I've done that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then they wanted to flip it, but I could deal with the human side.
Oh, okay. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bonds of Faith on a werewolf is kind of weird.
What cannot be destroyed will be bound. We will bind it.
You know, that gets a lot weirder when you go into, like, Shadows over Innistrad.
Ooh.
Like,
Did Wizards know what was going to happen to Innistrad when they were making? Yes, they did, because
they
I
did?
remember hearing. Yes, I think it was Morrow that said it or something. But there's very few subtle hints in the original Innistrad set about what happens. I remember because I went back and went on Gather on my phone and just started looking through art and stuff. And it's show me the clues. I couldn't find any, but he says they're there, so they gotta.
huh. Yeah, because, like, this flavor text is a little weird now. Yeah, what can't be destroyed?
This
will
could be
bound. This could be one of them, I guess.
I'm doing really good. This could be one of them.
Yeah, I guess.
Now I gotta look for Death 2. Fun.
Such cloaks are in high demand both by assassins and those who fear them.
Fun. Have you ever seen a new player look at this card? They go "You can't stop me. I am invincible." It feels like they have
It's like the invisibility cloak from Harry Potter,
exactly. Now,
Except
now
without-
I want an alternate art.
except without Shroud.
The hell of all, yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Promise. I love this art. This card is so cool.
Yeah. I think this is actually one of the
fun?
cards that's broken on Moto, so I'm gonna have to say fail
Really?
because you can't actually
Entwine?
entwine it.
Why not?
I'm not sure, but I think it's still broken.
That's so sad.
Yeah,
That's so sad.
but then again, I haven't seen anyone
Card
actually
ruined your
cast this
casual.
card.
Which card ruined your casual experience?
I have to assume it's this.
Probably. Why? What was your casual experience only online?
Where's TJ? TJ.
We need a
Casual
command.
experience.
We need a command that says "Where's TJ?"
Well, if you're wondering, TJ is literally right below you, right now, because TJ is literally right below him.
Oh.
Yeah, watch him as he goes. But yeah, TJ is doing
Project X, not to be confused with Chemical
Project
X. He's not making the Powerpuff Girls.
That's
I
true.
think he might. He actually hasn't told me, so I don't know. He might be.
If he is making the Powerpuff Girls, I call dibs on being Mojo Jojo.
Dang it!
Because
That's literally what I was gonna say. I get to be.
'Cause,
I get to be Mr. Him. I get to be him.
you get to be him.
I get to be him.
Okay, because I just like saying Mojo Jojo. Mojo Jojo. Okay.
And he talks in the third person.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
needs
mean,
a
that's
card.
got to be fun.
What is this?
Oh, it's
I'm
a zombie ringleader.
I'm gonna play it. That's cool. And he's got regenerate.
Yeah.
It's 4 mana though. That's so much.
Well, I mean, so is
He's
Goblin
only a
Ringleader.
2/1? Ugh! My 4 mana cards are 5/5s. That wrath the opponent.
Then that also lose to
Boring.
the Stampedes.
This is fail. Cards fail.
Oh, I love
I
this
just heard
card.
Dylan say next.
Yeah, I believe we have the next round up. So we're
card's a
gonna
fail.
leave it on Grave Defiler, which is
It's missing literally 7 stats. 3 attack, 4 toughness. It's missing 7 stats.
Well, we're gonna leave it on that,
That
and
game's fun. I like that game.
yeah, I like it a lot. It's pretty fun.
I'm gonna try and find you another
It is.
round.
It is certainly not a fail. That game is certainly not a fail.
The game itself is not a fail.
Yeah.
No, by the way, I lost the game, and so did you.
No, I didn't. I don't play the game.
Everyone plays the game.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, we have the second round available now. So yeah, Logan's gonna take off. He's gonna go try to death cloud some more people out. Is he making a set Abzan combo deck with Sapphire starter? Well, I mean, we're gonna find out pretty soon. What do we got?
Blue Tron.
Cool. What side are you on?
I guess the right side. Towards the door.
Okay, and your name is?
Bernardo Stewart.
Got it.
I have a red splash now.
Okay.
I've got nothing for you.
I see how it is, Dylan.
Mariners are killing it, though.
I know. I saw Mike Freeman hit a home run.
Yeah. It's
going great.
Good baseball.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got Maeve and we've got Bernardo. So we've got Artifact Central. We've got Bluetron versus Tezzerator. Oh, come on. Just do things. There we go. Doing things. What are we going to use there? Let's go with that. Platinum Angel. Don't get to see a lot of Tron. We certainly don't see Mono Blue Tron. That is for certain. So yeah, we're going to see a big mana deck versus a deck that wants to put a lot of things into play. So yeah, I don't know who's going to win this matchup. My inkling is towards Tezzerator because I think Tezzeret is a very, very cool card. That's all I got here. I have no idea if it's actually going to be good or not. But yeah, let's go see the match and get all of these thought processes out of the way. And here we go. So yeah, man, they did not act. They're on the opposite sides. There we go. Had to figure out. Yeah, they're on the other sides. They are hashtag the worst, but not really. So they're just rolling dice, figuring out who is actually going first. Gonna switch these up. So much clicking. What's the red for? I have no idea. We'll find that out together. And get the awesome new Platinum Angel art, though. That's pretty cool. So, we're going to see a Sunken Hollow from Maeve. Looks like she's, well, she's playing Sunken Hollow, so that's, she's got a reason for that. Bernardo with the, I believe that's a power plant? Might be a mine. Glintnest Crane from Maeve. What are we going to find here? We do have our choice. Looks like we're going to find a Sword of the Meek. We do, in fact, have Thopter Sword in the deck. Wow, looks like we have the power plant and a mine. Those are the two. And a Talisman of Dominance. That is quite the card. So, yeah, we're going to see an attack for 1. Now, the question is, does Bernardo actually have Natural Tron and a way to make use of the mana? I believe he has... Yeah, we do. Natural Tron and a Platinum Angel. Wow. That is... Magic is in fact hard, and it looks like Maeve, at least we see some of the red splash, is for a Terminate, which she has in her hand. And she also has the Thopter Foundry. So, we are doing some things. Now, whether or not those things are going to be good, that is a different story. But, I mean, Thopter Sword is assembled, so that's not nothing. Yeah, both decks doing what they want to do very quick. Oh, Mindslaver. Ooh, that's a good one. Spammy V, welcome to, yeah, just welcome. You are awesome. So we're going to see a Slaver plus an activation. Looks like Maeve is going to go to 17. And we are gonna assume cast a Terminate on this Platinum Angel. Because otherwise, well, that Terminate's probably not gonna be there. Yeah, Terminate taking down the Platinum Angel. And, ooh, that's... We are probably going to see that Thopter Foundry go away on what's technically Maeve's turn, but it's basically Bernardo's. With 2 bridges and a Tezzeret, and then depending on what we draw, something else that might be a little weird. How does a Tron deck work? That is a good question. So it's, Tron is, Tron is a, colloquial term? No, not colloquial. What are the word I'm looking for here? It's a slang term for the 3 lands that are Urza's Mine, Urza's Power Plant, and Urza's Tower. Now, if you just have one of them, they just tap for 1. If you have 2 of them, they both tap for 1. But if you have all 3, if you assemble what's called Tron, you get 7 mana out of the deal. They each tap for 2, and then 2 of them tap for 2, and then the tower taps for 3. So you use that mana to cast things very quickly. You use cards like Expedition Map to go search for lands, like these ones. It just so happened that Bernardo had Natural Tron, which means he had all 3 pieces by turn 3. And then he cast a 7-drop in Platinum Angel. You will see some of the versions play green for cards like that Sword of the Meek does actually come back. I don't think you can miss that trigger, but whatever. We can't catch missed triggers like that, unfortunately. And then Maeve actually is at 18 though. Yeah, the Natural Tron just means you have all 3 Tron lands by turn 3, and you didn't have any way to actually search them out. Yeah, green for Ancient Stirrings, Worldbreaker, Sylvan Scrying, and you'll see that type of deck will also play... oh, it is a May. Never mind. I apologize. You'll also see that deck play Chromatic Stars, Chromatic Spheres, way to filter their colorless mana into ways to actually use them for mana. So we're going to see an attack here for 3. And we're going to... Bernardo, I believe, is going to go to 16. Just to have it updated there. And we're going to see Ensnaring Bridge come down from Maeve. It's going to take another 1. Going to go to 15. And we're going to cast Spellburst on the bridge with a buyback. Ooh. So we're getting into the Spellburst portion of Mono Blue. Ooh. Wow, this is looking actually very good for Team Mono Blue. You have the Spellburst buyback lock going on. Because he has so much mana, he's able to counter whatever spell Maeve tries to play. And since she has so little mana, comparatively anyway, he's going to be able to counter the one spell that she's going to try to cast over and over again. Now, he is taking 3 damage, which is, I mean, not nothing. But, I mean, as you can see, Maeve actually has the entire reason why you play the deck, Tezzeret. Ooh. Sundering Titan coming into play, though. That is quite the card. Gonna destroy 3 of Maeve's... When it comes... yeah, Sundering Titan. Apoc Troll, welcome to the Fortnights. I believe that is I think you were a new sub. Awesome. You can use that Twitch Prime. Yeah, use that Twitch Prime one. You get 1 free one a month. I'm very happy you used it on this. Sundering Titan? Yeah, so what is Maeve playing? She's playing a deck called Tezzerator. It is based around Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas. I can pull that up for you. There are a lot of Tezzerets, but this one is the only one with Bolas in the name. Sorry, that went away there for a second. So this deck is using, is going to try to use artifacts, like Let's see. We have Darksteel Citadel right there. Yeah, we have Darksteel Citadel right there. It's indestructible. We use talismans. Use other artifact cards like Ensnaring Bridge, like you saw Thopter Foundry and Sword of the Meek. And it's going to try to use Tezzeret as its card advantage engine and its way to close out the game with that minus ability. But yeah, that Sundering Titan there from Bernardo was a great card because it is in fact a 7/10. The artifact, but with more swagger. That is true. That is a Sauntering Titan. But yeah, Tezzeret's, she's looking to activate that last ability, which says that your opponent's going to lose X life and you gain X life, where X is twice the number of artifacts you control. So if you have 10 artifacts, by means of playing them, or by means of maybe activating Sword of the Meek, little bit, activating Sword of the Meek a lot, then they're dead. Can I make the card image a little bit larger? I actually can't. This is just what we do. We just have the card text, or the card image. We don't really have the card text. That is actually, yeah, it's actually right above you. That's a great way to do that. If you need the actual text, then putting it in the chat is a great way to do it. Who won game one? Actually, Bernardo won game one. He had he got a quick Tron and found some action eventually. May have put up a good fight, but the Spellburst buyback plus a Sundering Titan was good enough for Bernardo to win. And then also a Mindslaver early on to actually get rid of Thopter Sword. Pretty good. He had a pretty good hand. Yeah, he had a very good hand, all things considered. So Maeve's gonna board in some Crumble to Dust, some Nile Spellbombs, and it looks like 2 Ashioks? Looks like she decides against one of the Spellbombs. Gonna only board in one of them. I have no idea what Mono Blue Tron's gonna board in. Their entire deck is... I'm always surprised by the cards that come out of there, so... Yeah. Yeah, I'm always... Mono Blue Tron and plays a lot of cards that you don't see anywhere else. And it looks like Maeve's going to board out some Chalice of the Voids, which is probably a good thing. Mana Constriction, probably not a problem for Mono Blue. It's different from Green-Red in that scenario, where it's not trying to play out a threat as early as possible. It's trying to use it as a mana engine. It's not necessarily trying to do quick, like a quick Ugin or something. Like a turn 4 Ugin and ride that to victory. It's trying to go like, I'm going to get a lot of mana, I'm going to do something with it. What it is yet, I have no idea, but I'm going to do something. She does in fact play, I think it's 2 Cranial Platings, because she needed a way to close out the game quicker. Which makes sense. I know she has liked it, so at least there's that. Does anyone play Seismic Swans? We do have a couple people who play Seismic Swans. I don't think they're playing it today, though. Yeah, we have a couple people play that here. Looks like Maeve's decided to board out the plating. Sorry, they're mostly lost. Looks like she's boarding out the plating, boarding in some needles as well, which has got to be good against. Actually, well, I mean, it's very good against Mindslaver, and you could argue that Mindslaver was one of the reasons that you lost that game, because you got rid of the Thopter Sword. Still waiting on that Black-White Tokens game. Well, I mean, you saw Logan round 1, and he was playing some Lingering Souls plus black and black-white colors. So that's maybe a little tokens? But, in all seriousness, there's not a whole lot of people here who play tokens, so whenever we get it here, we will let you know. We will put it on. Where has TJ been lately? TJ has well, he was in San Antonio for a little bit, and right now he is doing some secret work. He's saying it's Project X. I've been making a lot of jokes how he is gonna gain infinite life. So. Anyone playing Mill tonight? I'm not sure if Ryan's here. Most of the time he is, but I can't confirm that. I don't think he is, though. Normally he's here pretty early. Blue-black deck with Whir of Invention and a Singleton's KCI. Yeah, that sounds sweet, actually. I will do this. Standard is where is that? I personally don't play Standard, so I couldn't tell you, but I've heard from a lot of people that Standard is not in a great place, which is unfortunate. But anyway, getting back to the game, we see a pretty, actually, pretty similar start to... There we go. Thank you, Atomic Panda. We see a pretty similar start to last game. A Tron land followed by a Glint Nest Idol. That looks like we're not going to see Bernardo with that turn 3 Tron this game. Maeve is going to play... Well, thank you. I saw some of those cards. I think I saw that he had at least another Tron piece. I'm not sure if it was a mine or not. But yeah, Maeve is going to start with an attack here. Going to put him to 19. And then we're going to play a... the Talisman does resolve, I think. Yeah, and we're just going to pass the turn after that. So Bernardo's going to play a Power Plant in addition to that mine. So it looks like we're getting... So it looks like we're getting closer to the Tron, and well, Maeve doesn't really have a whole lot of ways to answer that right now. And, yep, we do have Tron on turn 4. So what are we going to do about it? Looks like a Chalice for 2. We're going to cast a Thirst for Knowledge in response. Looking to do some stuff. It's a Thirst for Knowledge, and we're going to discard Ensnaring Bridge. So we don't have to discard 2 cards, and that Chalice is probably going to resolve. Then does Bernardo want to do anything else with that? Would be 4 mana. Decides, no, I think I'll stay put. Gonna play an Ashiok from Maeve. Now, is that gonna resolve? And looks like not. Gonna see a Condescend 4/3. Maeve is going to pay for it, though. And Bernardo does get to scry 2 out of the deal, but Maeve has landed a Planeswalker. And she's reading that. We will read it. We can actually bring it up as well. Welcome to you, Apprentice to Bolas. Welcome. Well, you picked the right time to show up since, well, there's an Agent of Bolas in the deck. So, look at that. Yeah, just give me 1 second. Lands in front, or lands in back, please. Could you move your lands back? Thank you. Sorry, just had to do that. So yeah, Ashiok Nightmare Weaver. It's a 3-drop Planeswalker. Comes to play with 3 counters. Has a +2 of exile the top 3 cards of target opponent's library. You can -X to put a creature with CMC X or less, exiled by Ashiok, into play, and under your control, and you will get. And -10 is you just exile everything. You exile every card in your opponent's hand and graveyard. So yeah, here we go. Here's a Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas. That is gonna get Condescended for 3 of it. This time, doesn't have enough mana to pay for it. She did have another land, but I think Bernardo could have just played another land. Or tapped another mana, I should say. But yeah, Ashiok, going to try to get more advantage than Bernardo can overcome. Looks like we're going to see an Ugin the Spirit Dragon, though, and going to -3, going to exile both of those. Looks like it's Bernardo's turn to start exiling things. Saw Maeve do it for a little bit, and and decided, nah, I like doing that. That's going to be fun. So we're going to see a bridge here. And we're going to... it is going to resolve. I don't know what it's going to quite do. But it's an artifact in play, and that's not nothing. So the Ugin in play, and Maeve has drawn 3 2-drops. Well, that's pretty rough. I'm gonna see 3 Thopter Foundries and a Terminate. I mean, you have all 3 in play. I don't think it would have done anything. Is Bernardo playing 3-card Monty? It feels like it sometimes. We're gonna see that Ugin keep upticking. Gonna bolt Maeve. Gonna just try to close the game out with that. And we're gonna see a Thirst for Knowledge. Gonna discard 2 cards or an artifact. Decided to discard both of them anyway, because well, hey, they're more useful. They're more useful not in my hand. So yeah, decided to pitch him anyway. It's better use in my graveyard than in my hand. So, what do we have? We drew a Glintnest Crane, which is also another 2-drop, and I believe that's the Black-Red Talisman. Also, man, we just drew a lot of 2-drops this game. That Chalice doing as much work as is possible. Preventing, I think that is, 12 spells total? No. Classic, we're going to draw even more 2-drops. That's 5, 6, 7. It's preventing 7 spells from getting cast this game. And this Ugin is probably I'm not even sure if you want to ultimate it here, or if you just want to use it to keep... Yeah, just keep upticking. Like, it's so much better there anyway. Here comes a map, and we're going to probably crack it here. Well, we're going to see Thirst for Knowledge in response. Going to pitch more of these 2-drops, because we really don't need them at this point. Going to see a crack there. We're going to search for probably... Yep, we're going to find another tower. Going to play that tower for the turn. Jay Gross! Well, thanks for the resub. Also, thanks for the shout-out. That's awesome. You're awesome, too. So yeah, we're going to see that Ugin uptick. He's going to go... Maeve is going to go 2-5, and we are going to see Crumble to Dust about 12 turns late, and I'm not even sure if it's going to resolve. But... we're going to see the most aptly named counterspell that this deck plays is Condescend. For, I believe, 6? Wow. And that's going to do it for the game. We're going to see Mono Blue Tron, and I'll believe mostly foiled out Mono Blue Tron at that. Going to take down the Tezzerator list from Maeve. But, but yeah, it doesn't matter. The deck's still really cool. We saw a lot of artifacts get cast here. We saw Chalice of the Void really take over that game. But yeah, well, I will see you back up in the booth. Don't worry, we should have more stuff incoming. Sorry. Anyway, welcome back to the booth. My name is Coleman. We're playing some modern action at Geek Fortress. There are 220 people out there. You guys are all awesome. I'm really happy that you chose now to watch things, or to watch us, because to quote John Mulaney here, doing things is way harder than not doing things. Yeah, I think that's how that quote goes. But yeah, we just saw Mono Blue Tron take down Tezzerator list. Yeah, that Maeve has evolved into the Tezzerator Queen. That's basically it. And yeah, it's unfortunate that she had to play against a deck that's probably favored anyway, because of the mana production and being able to outpace the threats that Maeve can't answer. Also, Ensnaring Bridge, not super good against Mono Blue Tron. just kind of the way it works. But anyway, we're in round 2 of 4 tonight. Just doing a local modern tournament from Geek Fortress. We're up here in Snohomish, Washington. I'm trying to find another thing to say about it other than the antiques capital of the Northwest. But I mean, at this point, I think it's a tradition for this stream. Gonna first open the day after release day for Amonkhet. I have no idea. We don't really have opens around here anymore. Yeah, we don't really have opens around here anymore. Sorry, I can't help you, but hopefully someone in the chat can. Yeah. Sorry, but anyway, we do this stream 3 times a week. We do it, obviously, today.
Come on, hang out.
Well, hi, Maeve.
Hi.
Just explaining when we do the streams.
Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Who knew?
What she said.
What she said.
Also, wow, you got crushed.
I
Especially that
love
second game.
having a handful of 2 drops against a Chalice on 2. It's probably my favorite.
Yeah, it that got really rough.
It did. Oh well.
So much typing.
Hi, Snafu.
There we go.
Maeve Maru.
Yep, that's totally true. Right? Basically, Maro, that is what you are.
Man.
By the way, the
Hey,
Mariners,
Most of Ghost.
I know you don't care about this, but the Mariners are totally
Sports
winning.
ball.
Mariners
Oh,
are
man.
totally winning,
Hey, Alexis.
which is not normal for the Mariners.
Yeah. So, Logan, are you trying? Logan. There's a lot of games going on, but like
Okay.
literally everybody is like actually playing.
That's pretty funny, actually.
What?
It's just because
That's how it works, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the stream finishes,
yeah.
and of course, there's nobody in the games as well. Words are hard.
It's always like that. Whenever you need a match, they're always all in game 2.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's just like, are you actually going to a third game? Like,
Yeah.
tough spot between here for me and your 5th favorite deck. Well, lucky for you, I was never gonna win. Anytime anybody puts a Tron land down in front of me, I automatically just assume I'm not winning.
Oh, so you took my strategy against Tron.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
just
Don't
you know,
have no expectations.
yeah, just always expect you're gonna
Especially
lose.
game 2 with that Chalice on too.
Yeah,
I'm
that
still
was
tilted.
that was really rough.
Well, especially with my hand.
Yeah, man,
Like,
that was.
any other.
I do like that you just said discard 2 cards anyway.
Well,
They're
I mean,
used-
like I don't want to have to do like I don't know.
that
There's
was
no
that was
point in
good.
keeping them, and I felt they were safer in my graveyard with my Buried Ruin
Yeah, I thought
than they were in my hand.
I agree. That's why I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, sure.
Is Chalice $100 yet? I have no idea.
It
actually.
should be.
Oof, man, that is
Ugin for 0 will get your entire board.
yeah.
Page Heaven.
It also didn't hurt. It didn't hurt your opponent that he had Natural Tron on 3 game 1.
Game 1, Natural Tron.
And then,
game 2, he had it. He
Tron-
said
Tron
he had
on
it in
4.
hand. Just he wanted to have that blue open.
Oh sure. The blue player hosted stream. Look at that. You don't need no
Wow.
stinking burn decks.
Burn is overrated.
Yep. Look at
Chat.
that.
Just remember,
Yep.
why play red when you can play the best color?
Yeah, you can draw more cards.
You can draw cards.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at the blue god. The new blue god.
Yeah, that's all it does.
That's all he does.
Yeah, just drawing more cards.
I
mean,
love that.
Logan was in here earlier, and he started talking about green cards.
What? Why would you do that?
So I call TJ's obviously the red one because
Yeah.
that's just him.
That's TJ.
I call dibs on blue cards.
I'll take black.
Oh, look at that. We just need someone to... Oh, we got Vince. Vince plays white cards.
Vince plays white.
Look at that. We got the full spectrum.
Now that I think about it, my first tendency is blue black,
Okay.
and then my second tendency is Esper. But
I just
red
like,
is just so good in modern.
I just like drawing cards.
Did you guys know Vindicate? Or not Vindicate. Lightning Bolt is a good card.
I think TJ might have told them a couple times. What if we make a Tron Affinity Fusion?
Just don't even worry about the galvanic blasts and just go full in on
So I think there's I like where your head's at.
Most matches are either in 3 or look like they're gonna end in 2. So I'll
Okay.
let you know when round 3 starts.
Okay, thanks, Logan.
You got 22 minutes on the timer, fam.
So I like where your head's at. You got a lot of mana and you want to do a lot of things.
Just all of them. Well, I mean, at that point, we just run like XX spells. So we got the Ballista,
sure.
we got Hangerback Walker, and then just Tron lands.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Just go wide.
So
and
I
zap
think
and zap.
so the Affinity is all about going fast.
This
very
this
fast.
isn't Affinity, sir. This is.
I know, but I'm explaining the
Sure.
just explaining the difference. So Affinity is all about putting things in play very fast and killing your opponent very fast.
Yes.
Tron decks.
Hi.
Hello. Sorry, I keep interrupting. You guys want an exhibition match?
Sure.
It'd be me on the wall facing Vince, who's playing as Mono White.
Black White Death Grab.
Sure,
versus
why not?
Mono White, get ya.
He's done. Everyone else is doing their own thing.
Sure, why not?
So,
Why not?
how much do we want Michael on stream? He's playing.
What is-
Turbo Fog.
He's playing Turbo Fog.
Of course he is.
We don't want to. Right, chat? We don't want
I
Turbo Fog. Let's do a vote.
was gonna say I'll leave that up
we have
to
a- do
I'll
we
leave
not
that
have
up
to do a
to
vote?
chat. Do you guys want to see Turbo Fog?
Blue
Have
White.
been do a vote.
Because it's blue white. It's blue white Turbo Fog. I'll leave that. I'll leave that
guys
up.
do your vote
It's
thing.
Yeah.
it's
I'll get
not
ready.
like from what I was playing across the aisle from him.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the slowest.
Yeah. Well, I
It,
mean,
it does
he also.
it does use tutelage. So like
okay.
it's basically prison mill.
Okay. Looks like we've got. Okay, but anyway, while people vote on it, I'll get back to what I was saying. The Tron deck is Tron doesn't really go fast. It is very
Fog or no?
it advantages. It uses its mana as an advantage,
Yes.
but it doesn't really do it fast.
Yeah.
Really fast.
Sure.
Affinity is all about I'm going to put my entire hand down on
But
turn
at the
one.
same time, Affinity also is okay with grinding.
Yeah, like that's
So I just think
Wow.
it's. I mean, he's saying fusion, right? So what I'm picking up from that is that he wants to go artifacts and Tron lands.
okay.
That
So
doesn't that doesn't necessarily mean that he's trying to do the classic Affinity lift. Like that's like what I'm doing. I'm
Yeah.
doing like you could all like I have cranial plating.
yeah, which
yeah.
by the way, you got complimented on the cranial plate.
Like it works. It's gotten me wins. Like am I Affinity? By no means, but
sure.
it's highly synergizes with the deck. Why would you not have it in the deck?
Yeah, I think what you might be interested in is if you want the kind of aggressive nature of of Affinity, but you still want the big mana advantage of Tron. I think you'd want to look into actually Eldrazi Tron.
But what about the artifacts?
I mean, you can still play all of those artifacts. You still play Walking
Well,
Ballista.
no. So you play the Steel Overseer, all
Okay.
of your XX spells,
Okay.
right? So every turn you're getting 2+1 counters on them.
Okay.
And then you run like Harat Clan Ironworks, and then you sack a Hangerback Walker to the Karat Clan,
Okay.
get a ton of dudes, sack all of those, make all of those into a Walking Ballista, shoot you for 50. Right?
Okay.
Cat, tell me I'm wrong. Hey, Moontofa.
Okay. That's.
Listen,
That's
I
that's-
live in magical Christmas.
I was
man.
gonna say that's
this
a way to
always
play.
happens.
I think you should probably look into Eldrazi Tron though, because that.
That's honestly, I would agree. If we're
Yeah.
talking serious, I would agree. I just love janky stuff. That's why I'm playing Tezzeret, right?
Oh sure, I get it. But anyway, we apparently have an exhibition match
Yep.
going on. I'm not sure if they're actually
They're
down there.
playing. They're playing.
Of course
Let's
they
just go down, let's go
are. I'm going to. We're gonna jump in the
We'll see
middle.
you down there.
Yeah.
We forgot about. It's a concept here.
All
I'm
right.
digging
So
the
they're in the
concept
middle of the game. Yeah. Sorry about that.
there. Yeah. See, look, K-Marky is right on point. Cast Emrakul off of that. Just auto win.
So you want to play eggs?
It's effectively just eggs. Yes.
Oh, man.
Once you get Crack Clan Iron, yeah, it's just effectively just a shoot 'em up eggs, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Listen, let me have my thing.
Okay, you know what? I'm on board now. You convinced me. Make Tron Affinity a thing. You know what? If you can do it, more power to you.
Make it Tron Infinity. Listen. Anyway,
Let's actually just use that.
So we have a Mirror Crusade, two Mirror Crusaders.
You know, that's gotta be good against a
It's
black
not
white
bad.
deck.
Death Cloud makes that kind of awkward though.
Well, I
Looks
mean,
like we're gonna Death Cloud for 2.
yeah, looks like we are gonna do that.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got Death Cloud here
Make you sack
for
both
2.
of your dudes. How
And,
did you do on stream? I wasn't. I was playing my own game.
What?
How did Death Cloud do on stream?
He was looking really good, and then the Elves player decided to draw about 15 cards.
Yeah, that usually.
So he in
Tron
fact lost.
Infinity. Oath of Nisatron is better, but there's no Infinity.
So we're gonna finish resolving this Death Cloud. Logan's not the only one playing a way to get value off that, because it looks like Vince searched for a land with his Flagstones dying.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not nothing. And Knight of the White Orchid doesn't actually trigger, but I mean,
Awkward.
2/2 is still a 2/2.
It's 2/2 first strike. I mean, Logan isn't trying to go anywhere, but we have the. Oh my gosh, we have the vents too.
Yeah,
Shambling vents.
the Shambling Vent is gonna do a whole lot of things.
What about me? A.
I think for the pun.
A.
A.
What pun?
I'm not sure,
The
but
Tron
apparently.
Infinity.
Ooh,
Listen,
Soren.
I don't know what we're talking about, but I enjoy it.
Soren, Lord
I got
of
an A.
Innistrad, has hit play. You know, there's been a lot more Planeswalkers cast today than I would have expected.
Listen, Planeswalkers are good.
They are, in fact, good.
Planeswalkers are my favorite card type. I love getting way more value out of something than I should. So
I guess that's true, yeah,
Plussing
actually.
a Planeswalker just beyond Ultimate, and then ultimating it and plussing it more is like actually the best feeling ever to me.
I mean, you're not wrong. Getting value out of a card that stays on the battlefield has got to be good.
Listen, I play Magic to make value.
And you have yet to play Company. I feel like that's just...
Company is not enough value. You get to play Company once.
You
You
play
play it once and it's done.
you play Company like 5 times.
Listen,
if we're being
I
honest.
can Thopter Sword forever as long as I have mana.
I mean, you also can gain infinite life. I feel like that's pretty good.
Exactly. Well, I can do that too. I will find a Karat Clan Ironworks. I will put it in the deck. I will get War of Invention. So we got, is that 2 Knights of the Knights?
Yes, we got
Nice.
Vince drawing 2 Knight of the White Orchids. Logan deciding to draw...
There's an Alish Norn.
Can't take that with an Inquisition of Kozilek.
Yeah, awkward.
Also, I feel like that's a little bit of a flavor win.
Oh, Inquisition not
Inquisition of Kozilek not being able to take a Praetor.
awkward.
That's
Why is that flavor? They are completely separate.
They are completely separate.
Awkward.
Hmm.
Listen, as much as I love Alish Norn, that's not really...
Yeah, never mind. I'm just horrifically incorrect there.
That's cool. That's cool. Build elves, then you have...
Also,
Well, no, but that's not the point, right? The point is, you cast it and it's done.
yeah.
I guess if you like cast it, find Ewit.
Yeah,
cast
there
it
you
again,
go.
Find
There
Ewit
you go.
again, cast it again, find Ewit again. But at that point, like, why not just play Thopter Foundry?
I guess that's true.
So we're getting in.
Also,
looks
Moose
like we're
Bolton, you have the
shuffling.
greatest name I've ever seen. I like that name a lot.
Moose Bolton.
Moose Bolton. So, Logan has Logan's probably about to ultimate this Soren.
Why would you not? You get 2 knights.
Yeah.
You don't get lands off of it though, unfortunately.
No, but I mean,
Is there a way to sacrifice our Shambling Vent to get the value?
I'm not exactly sure.
It's not overly good right now, especially, so I don't know that.
I mean, you can. I mean, it's a 2/3.
Sure.
2/3 that. Well, there's actually a 4th land. So.
So do you activate the vent to bait out the Ghost Quarter?
I
To ultimate the Soren to grab both of his dudes to get triggers.
I actually probably would,
'Cause looks
and
like
just
what he's
fail
doing.
to find.
What?
Looks like we're going to play a Restoration Angel.
Okay. I mean, that works.
It does work, but we are going to see Logan minus, or go to
And we're going to
Ultimate,
steal all of your stuff.
and we're going to steal a lot of things. Tron Affinity is not possible.
I think he ultimates at 7, doesn't he?
I thought it was 6.
I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong.
It's 6.
It is 6, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to play him, so I don't know why.
Yeah,
He
we
was,
do.
He was in
we
my
are,
Monastery Mentor deck.
oh, how about we just draw Damnation too? Why not?
Yeah,
So we're going to
sure.
target these 3 creatures.
Take 3 things.
We are going to, in fact, get triggers on all 3 of them. Or triggers on those
Yeah,
2.
because we have 3 lands.
Yeah.
He has 4.
Yeah, and
They trigger at the same time,
yeah,
so we
they
get
do
2
in
triggers
fact trigger
total.
at the same time.
The Restoration Angel, though, unfortunately, would not give.
And then the second one actually will trigger. So if you want to mention that to him, because they trigger at the same time.
They enter at the same time. They get 2 triggers, right?
It's an intervening if.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Okay. So it is in
I didn't
fact
know
an
the
intervening.
wording on it, so there you
Yeah,
go.
neither did I. I'm not overly
When it
familiar.
enters, it's like a same
It's-
idea as
when it-
Valakut.
Yeah, exactly. If
Valakut says it checks for an enter effect or an enter.
as a newer player to get into Modern, what do you think is a good deck to build? I don't want to build something in a low budget and end up with
Not liking
a
it.
no with dead cards.
Sure. So, Affinity, Elves, honestly, any of like just the classic decks that you see a lot.
Of course, I know Alexa's is going to recommend Scred,
Of course, he is.
because loves Scred. I actually wouldn't really recommend that because you have to buy
There's a
snow
lot
cover.
of-
You have to buy snow
Those
covered
are
mountains.
$2 each, aren't they?
Yeah,
Or
and
something
that's
stupid.
not nothing. Because you have to buy 26 of them.
Yep. Just build. Yeah. Just honestly, just build a classic, just archetype.
Yeah.
Elves, Affinity. What else is pretty?
I mean,
if you're into control, there's like blue white is gonna be a thing again.
Merfolk is actually pretty good.
Merfolk is a good idea.
You also have to buy Blood Moons if you want to play Scred.
Yeah,
That's not
Blood
nothing
Moons is
either.
expensive as well.
Um,
Merfolk is a nice cheap deck.
I mean,
the most expensive thing is the vials, right? Like,
yeah, that's true. You could play. I mean, I'm not sure how much the Tron deck is.
Oh, like just like I mean Eldrazi Tron.
Yeah,
Like,
you do have to get chalices.
I mean, yeah, sure.
I mean, you can play without chalices. It's a little bit
Yeah,
awkward.
It's not as good,
But-
but like
Yeah, it's still
I
probably
mean, you
fine.
still have like the only thing that you have to buy is like Karn and Ulamog is $10 now.
Yeah, and you have although you don't, that doesn't really overlap, which is a little awkward.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd I'd probably say.
But I mean, like once you get like a Tron deck, you can literally just pick a flavor of Tron
Mm-hmm.
and like drop $10, $20, and play the new flavor of Tron.
That's true. I would actually probably recommend a Collected Company deck though, because
Yeah, but at the same time, those are usually 3 colors, and
Yeah.
fetches and shocks put you back really far. That's why I'm playing like awkward mismatched, like only 4 fetches, right? Like,
yeah, I guess that's true. It's
I'm working on
little
it.
awkward.
I'm working on it, chat, but it's still unsteady.
but yeah, oh yeah, Hate Bears is actually Hate Bears. That's what I would recommend.
Yeah,
Yeah, Hate Bear. I have to back Zach the Ripper there. Hate
I
Bears.
agree.
Hate Bears is actually what I would say. I completely spaced on that
Play 5 color, like
because that's going to be a deck that is always going to be good.
yeah, I mean,
uh,
especially in almost any meta.
Yeah,
Like, the most expensive thing you have to buy there is just like,
Vials.
or vials and,
Maybe Voices.
Canopy?
Oh, Canopy too. But you can play without Canopy.
yeah, like, I mean, that's totally, like, I did Boggles without Canopy. It was totally, like, I mean, honestly, I lost to it, but, a mirror match with it, but, you know.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah. So Vince is doing what he can, but
8 minutes.
we are going to believe we're going to see Logan take.
He's,
The game one.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage here.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically just pick 1 or 2 colors that you like, find, like, a good classic archetype, and play the cards you like. That's what I did. I like artifacts and value, so I picked Tezzeret.
Yeah. I also just play a lot of random combo decks, so that's why I play what I play.
Yeah.
Because I like doing janky things.
Multicolor Merfolk with 3 abilities.
So it looks
Well,
like
there's the White Splash Merfolk.
that's true. Sig is a very real card.
Yep.
So we're gonna head back up to the booth. We are gonna wait for round 3.
I'm gonna take off then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nice seeing you, chat.
Yeah.
I won't be here the rest of the night though. We got Logan hanging around.
Mm-hmm.
I probably have to take off early for work. So
It's rough. Work is work, though.
it's night shift.
Gotta
All right.
make a living.
See you later.
All right. Well, we're back. I'm back here anyway. Maeve is gonna go do some working things because work is gonna do some work. How much is Moxel right now? I have no idea. I am not a finance guy. That is doing some other stuff. Also, Lewis, I know you liked your generic combo decks. That is very true. But yeah, we are waiting for round 3 to start. We've only got about 5 minutes left. We got round 3 of 4 incoming. Sorry, I'm repeating myself a lot. Just gonna do some stuff, and while I kind of sing about it. Grishelbrand is very cool deck. Favorite stream on the Citadel. That's correct. I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel. Dropping some pretty sick Mass Effect references. Who wins Affinity or Tron? Affinity normally is favored in that matchup just because they're very, very, very fast. But, I mean, Tron can definitely steal a couple games. Hope I'm doing well. Well, I'm still here and I haven't broken anything yet. So, there we go. That is a net positive. Yep, there are in fact a ton of options in Modern. That's what I actually like about this format so much. Because you can play the difference between the best deck and the 60th best deck is not as vast as it is in other formats. Like in Standard, that is huge, and in Legacy, it's smaller. It's actually probably it's the smallest, but and then in Vintage, I don't even know if there are 60 decks in Vintage. There probably are. Yeah, the difference, the power level difference between the best deck and the 60th best deck is not very much. So that's how you get Skred winning a Grand Prix. That's how you get Lantern winning a Grand Prix. That came out of nowhere, and obviously, Lantern has demonstrated that it actually is a good deck.
Can I come in again?
Sure.
There's like 5 minutes, so if you guys sit around, Michael, demo's there.
Put demo.
Not putting demo on.
Is demo against the wall? He's ready. This is time to shine.
I'm not putting demo on. Okay, but yeah, the difference that's how you get Skred winning a Grand Prix. That's how you get Lantern. That's how you get these random decks that pop up out of nowhere and win Grand Prix.
Do what?
I was just explaining that I like Modern so much because it's the difference between the best deck and the 60th best deck.
Oh,
Is smaller than it is in other formats. Like Standard, it's basically infinite.
yes. If you're playing Tier 1, you're probably just gonna win.
Unless
something crazy happens.
Yeah, exactly. What's the difference between Vintage and Legacy? Vintage doesn't actually have a ban list.
Vintage is so much fun.
Other than the dexterity cards and the uncards. It does, in fact, have a restricted list. That's it's a little bit different. Like
Black Lotus, they're not saying you can't play it.
they're saying you can only play one.
Yes.
You only get one.
You get your one. You get your one time. Unless
used-
you play Snap
I used to-
for mages.
Yeah, I used to actually know the restricted list off the top of my head. I don't anymore.
Okay, Anti conspiracies, it's not that they're banned, it's more that they're just, like, not legal.
Yeah,
Which I know sounds like the same thing, but...
yeah, because I mean, I think all of the antique cards are actually just straight banned. I'm not sure,
There might be.
but all the dexterity cards are banned. But they're all like
Dexterity.
Chaos Orb. You have to.
Oh, yeah, because there was the guy that ripped it up and then did it, and, like,
It's just banned.
it was like, oh!
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
straight up banned?
Yeah, it's just straight up banned. It's banned everywhere.
Huh. There are banned cards in Vintage, apparently. It's just
they're just
want to play with them.
Yeah, well, actually, I mean, this card would be great. Contract from Below would be amazing.
Discard your hand, draw 8 new. Jeez.
Yeah, discard your hand.
It's only one?
Ante the
That's
top
gross.
card of your library, then draw 7 cards.
That's gross.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a reason this card was really, really, really good.
I don't want to play it. I want to be the guy who's, like, angry that his anti-cards are banned. I want to have a conversation with that guy. It'd be great.
It's like, why can't I play these cards? Why can't
This is how I got all my good cards.
Yeah. Why can't I play Rebirth, man?
Okay, silver border card. They're not actual Magic cards though. They're high level proxies.
Yeah, that's true. The gold borders.
Yeah.
You can also tell because they, I believe those are the ones that don't have round edges.
Oh.
I think that's true. Could be. I think I'm actually. No, actually, I think I'm wrong on that. I think.
I was gonna say I used to play one in one of my EDH decks because the
There's-
art was awesome, and I didn't have a normal one, and people just let me use it anyways.
Yeah, 'cause
Like,
there-
this card, it's not real.
There are some that don't actually have rounded corners, and I can't remember if they're World Championship cards or not.
Stab a man with it. Throw it at him.
All right, and I
Time's
believe round 3 is up, and
I'm gonna figure out who Michael's playing against.
I was gonna say I think we had a request for Michael.
Yeah, well, I really hope it's me so we can do Death Cloud versus
Oy,
Turbo Fog.
oy vey.
I can't actually kill his enchantments.
That's hilarious. Okay, so I believe we are gonna see the Turbo Fog deck. Yeah, I believe I know what you're talking about, Spam Evie. I was gonna mention that earlier, but I just completely spaced on it. Okay, it was international. It was collector's edition. Okay, it's not World Championship decks. That's what it was. Am I just completely missing that? Oh, right, we can't actually do
Alright, I
that.
have your match. So it's Michael on the wall.
Yep.
He's playing against Ryan,
Okay.
who's playing Boros Burn.
Okay.
They wanted Turbo Fog.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Okay, let's see if the fog deck can come out of nowhere against a very unfavorable matchup in Burn. Ooh, buddy. Well, I mean, hey, this is why. I mean, any deck can win any game. It's definitely a bad matchup for Turbo Fog. But then again, if I'm being honest, I don't see a whole lot of good matchups for Turbo Fog. Yeah, except maybe Bushwhacker. Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, I will answer. What decks do I play? I play basically everything. I don't really have a certain archetype that I specify. Basically, if you can think of a deck that can either like grind really well, and by that I mean you get to the late game, or you want to win the middle game. That's a great way to say that. You want to win the mid game and then use that advantage in the late game. Or some weird combo deck. That's kind of what I play. I don't really play many aggressive decks. But yeah, anyway. So Burn versus Turbo Fog. I have no idea what's going to happen, but probably Burn's going to win. So yeah, we will, I guess I'll see you guys down there. I guess put in the chat if you want Fog or Burn. Just to see what kind of spread we've got, who wants to actually, who's rooting for what. I think I know a couple people are going to be rooting for Burn. I know most of you are probably rooting for Turbo Fog. So yeah, put it in the chat. We'll see what actually happens down here at the table. Yeah. All right, here we go. We got got a couple people looking for Fog. If I was to play a Grand Prix trial this weekend, would I play Burn or Ad Nauseam? That is a very good question. I think I would probably play Ad Nauseam. Just because I don't want to lose to Death Shadow. That's kind of how I feel. And I don't know the Ad Nauseam Death Shadow matchup, but I do know the Burn matchup is horrible. That's why. And Death Shadow could also have a great a great Ad Nauseam matchup. I wouldn't know. But yeah, I would also play that. I think that deck's actually pretty good. Oh, that's it. So Michael's gonna mulligan. That's actually a pretty close hand because he has the 2 ley lines, but not enough lands to actually do anything. So I think Michael is on a double mulligan, and I think Ryan kept his opener, which has got to be great. Maeve actually had to go to work, so I'm back to solo casting. Sorry to disappoint. So yeah, Michael's going to look at his, I believe, 5-card hand, because I think I only saw 6 cards there. Yeah, he's on a double mulligan to 5, so it's not starting off great. We've got Holy Day, Ethereal Haze, and 2 lands, so I think you probably have to keep that. It's got lands and spells that you can cast. And I think the top card of his library is Leyline of Sanctity. That's why people are laughing so much. Yeah, I think so. So we're going to see a Plains here, and we're going to see Goblin Guide revealing... Hey, there's a land, though. Look at that. I mean, he's slowly undoing this mulligan. He is going to take some damage, but, you know, it is what it is. Ryan is going to fetch. Probably going to shock. There's no... Oh, no, he's already got the White Source. Doesn't need it. Although his life total is not going to be super taxed by Michael. The Fog deck isn't really here to deal damage quickly. And we are going to see Eidolon. Going to cast Ethereal Haze in response. Ethereal Haze, well, a very weird card. It might have seen play somewhere, but I certainly don't know it. No TJ tonight. No, TJ he's doing his own thing, and that got really screwed up. I don't know why. Yeah, so that's Ethereal Haze. Prevents all damage that creatures would deal. The damage that would be dealt by creatures this turn. There we go. Got it. Yeah, that Eidolon is actually going to deal is going to be a very problematic card for Michael to go to. He's already at 6, for instance. And then every Fog he casts is actually going to end up dealing 2 points of damage to him. Yeah, so we're going to see a draw. We're going to have Ryan mill 2 cards. And Michael's hoping for about 50 cards here. Well, there's 1. And looks like we're going to brick there. So we got 4 cards out of it, which is normally not bad. We are going to cast a Holy Day. And Ryan, I believe, is sitting on lands. So we're going to find, I believe, another Holy Day. And Michael's going to go down to 4. Now we've got to race the clock and hopefully find a verdict. So that's what he's looking for. We got 1, and we're going to get 2 activations out of these. Sphinx's tutelages. The tutelai, if you will. Well, we're going to find a land. That's not nothing. And we're going to cast another Holy Day. And we're just going to Boros Charm Michael out. So it didn't really matter there. Like I said, Burn, very favored in the matchup. So, yeah. Deck that goes very fast and doesn't have to rely on creatures to attack. Not going to be very good against the Turbo Fog deck. Yeah, you forgot about the Repeat Clause. Yep, it's almost Grindstone. That's how I always remember it. It is almost Grindstone. Holy Day, I can actually pull that up for you right now. Gonna probably see that art. Yep. So, this is Holy Day. There have been a lot of different printings over the years. This one is the most recent. It just prevents all combat damage to be dealt this turn for 1 white. It's a classic. I think it first came out in I actually don't know. I want to say Antiquities, but I know that's wrong. So we're boarding in 3 Celestial Purges. That's got to be pretty good against the mono red deck, basically. Is there non-creature combat damage? Well, there's damage that can be dealt in combat, in the combat step. So that's probably true. Yeah, I think that's probably true somewhere. Okay, so looking for. So Michael's looking for a lot. He's looking for Leyline to start. That would probably be. Yeah, Leyline in his opening hand is definitely step 1 for him to win this matchup. Step 2 is finding a Verdict at the right time. And then step 3 is probably hope Ryan draws a lot of lands. This matchup is very bad for Michael, and it's a little unfortunate that this is the one we got. Of course, the double mulligan certainly did not help. Yeah, this is, should update that right there. Okay, yeah, we're gonna look at opening hands. So he does have Elixir and Leyline, and a way to draw extra cards. So I think you probably just have to keep this hand. It's a little awkward because you don't have a whole lot of cards, and it looks like Michael agrees. You don't have a whole lot of action, but you do have 2 very good cards in the matchup and a way to find more cards. So I think you probably have to keep it, as awkward as it looks. Ryan, on the other side, is going to mulligan. He doesn't like his hand at all. So we're going to try 6 cards, see a card go to the bottom. That one probably is a burn spell. There's a pretty high probability of that. Oh, should update this as well. We are, in fact, in round 3. Not 2, 3. There's a lot of clicking involved in running this. So Ryan's going to keep his 6. Likes it enough that he plays it on top. So he drops the Leyline, and he does, in fact, play Elixir. Michael? Thank you. So Goblin Guide attack reveals. I believe I didn't get to catch that, sorry. So we're going to find a Holy Day on top of our library. We're going to play a Howling Mine. So we're off to the races at least a little bit. And the unfortunate part is Ryan's going to draw those cards first. Also did find a Molten Rain. Now that card is going to be a little problematic for Michael, just because... Oh, I was going to say, did he find Revelry? If he found Revelry, that's a very big deal. So Goblin Guide going to reveal a top card. It's not a land, so not going to actually draw more cards. So we're going to draw 1 there, and we're going to draw another for the draw step. Second card was a Purge, though. Purge is Purge. Oh, we did find Revelry. Oof. Oof, oof. That is very bad for Michael. He does, in fact, take 2 for that, so he's going to fall to 14. That's true, you do know how to tell me if we made it a Grand Prix. Ryan, are you at 16? Thank you. So Goblin Guide's going to reveal that tutelage. No, I mean, yeah. So he's going to look through his deck, probably find a basic planes. I imagine this Purge is going to get cast. Mr. Howling Mine, we can't actually do that. We can have them check life totals. We cannot actually go do anything out there when it comes to the game. I apologize about that, but this is the way it is. And we're going to see a bolt here. I'm also pretty certain it's not going to matter a whole lot. So, and on the end step, we're going to play a Dictative Griffix. Now, Dictative Griffix I know very well. So we're going to draw 3. Michael's going to draw 3 cards for the turn. And we're going to find a second Howling Mine. Or a second Ghost Quarter, sorry, not a Howling Mine. And Michael's hand, I believe, is Dictate and a lot of Fog effects, which is normally what you want to do, but when your opponent has is burning you out, that's not especially great. So he's at 13, and I believe we're going to see another Lightning Bolt get cast at Michael's face. Oh, nope. They're just shocking for no reason. What is the picture for Michael? That is a Dawn Charm. Rap Game Audio. Hey! That resub hype. Right there. Doing my best TJ impression. Finger guns. You're awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. So, we're going to see a Leyline of Sanctity be on the top card. And I imagine... Oh, look at that. We are going to go to 6. Or, actually, before damage, we are going to cast an Atarka's Command. So we might be going lower than 6. And we're going to see a Ghost Quarter on Ghost Quarter. So that means he's going to go find a basic Plains. Also shuffles away that kind of dead draw in Leyline of Sanctity. And I think we're actually about to see Dawn Charm get cast here. Yep, we are in fact going to see Dawn Charm get cast. And I believe he might be just countering the Atarka's Command. Yeah, we do have a mana floating from the Ghost Quarter, so... Oh, no, he's just going to say prevent all combat damage to be dealt this turn. And an Eidolon post-combat. Kind of... Ryan probably a little... Probably should have cast that pre-combat, but it's not super important here. Going to activate Leyline. Oh, no, that's right. You can't counter it. It's not target. Right. Ghost Quarter actually does not put it into play tapped. It says you can search for a basic land and have it come to play untapped. It's not tapped. How does Turbo Fog work? It plays a lot of cards that prevent combat damage. And that was a great draw from Michael. He found a Supreme Verdict. One of the few ways to cleanly answer that Eidolon in his deck. So yeah, how does Turbo Fog work? It plays a lot of these fog effects. Fog, it was the original name of... Was the name of, I think, the first one? It just says prevent all combat damage to be dealt this turn. So you'll see cards like Holy Day, like Dawn Charm. I think he also has Angel's Song in the deck, or Angel Song, but I'm not sure if that's still in the deck post-board. And then you see cards like Howling Mine or Dictative Griffix that just say each player draws an additional card during their turn. So we're going to use that advantage to basically stall until some way to win the game. Like, be it an Emrakul, be it, in this case, Sphinx's Tutelage, and hopefully your opponent can't really interact with you all that much. So Michael's hand is also very interesting. So he is at 9, which is not a great life total to be at, especially facing a Rift Bolt. And I think that's a Howling Mine. We're gonna see a Lightning Helix on the end step. Gonna put him to 6. Gonna see a Rift Bolt come off suspend. Blah. But it is gonna, in fact, get Dawn Charmed, which that actually does target, so it is going to get countered. The Swift Spear is a 2/3, however, which probably won't matter since I think Michael does have a Holy Day in hand. But we are going to see a Molten Rain go after that basic Plains, and Michael is going to cast Holy Day in response. Molten Rain is going to destroy that. Yep, you do in fact get a trigger on that Swift Spear. Ryan's gonna play a second one, but since all combat damage would be prevented this turn, there's no real reason to attack. Needs more circle protection. That would be actually a pretty good card for him to have. So he's gonna draw 4 cards here, and he does have Angel Song. Crucially, those ley lines are turned off, which is which is not good. Yep. So Ryan's just gonna go search out into the land. Michael's at 6. He has no real way to dodge lightning helixes or bolts. Earthbound Eric, welcome to the Fortnights. You are awesome. Yeah, welcome. I think he has a Shard Volley and an Atarka's Command. So I think this actually is game over if Ryan decides to go for it. We're going to see an Angel Song here. Going to prevent all combat damage, but in response, we're going to see a Shard Volley. Going to go to 3, and an Atarka's Command for lethal. So yeah, Burn doing Burn things. Going to take down Turbo Fog. It's a very favorable matchup for Burn. Like I said, I'm a little I feel a little bit bad that this is the one that we got Michael on for. But Burn is still cool. Burn's still a cool deck. It won this match pretty convincingly. Like, I don't think Ryan was ever under any real pressure. Skyla 1213. Welcome to the Fortnights. You're awesome. Yeah, it's a little awkward for your Howling Minds and Dictates to reload your Burn opponent's hand. Trust me, I know. I play a lot of taking turns. I will see you back up in the booth where things will happen. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Alright, welcome back up to the booth. I'm Coleman. We're in round 3 of 4 tonight for our Modern tournament. Alright. Thank you. I'm going to take that as a compliment. So we just saw Burn take down Turbo Fog in a matchup that's, well, very favorable for Burn traditionally, and some things don't buck traditions. Yeah, we're coming at you from Geek Fortress. This is a store in Snohomish, Washington. I get that a lot, actually. I get a lot of people that think that Coleman is my last name. It's actually my first name. Because of that, I walk around a lot saying I have 2 last names. I don't actually have a first name. I just have 2 last names. There are 215 people watching. Wow, that is a lot of people out there. Welcome. You guys are all awesome. That's never in question. But yeah, we're streaming tonight. Our tournament tonight started about 2 hours ago at 7 p.m. Pacific. We do one every Wednesday at the same time. And then we also... Sorry, I'm a little distracted tonight. We also do one on... we also do Legacy on Fridays at 7:30, and we do more Modern on Saturdays at 6. Got us all on the... got it on a big screen. Well, hopefully my head is not as giant as it is in real life. Also a hotel room. That's cool. We're awesome, but also rock stars. That is actually true. You are both. You are, in fact, awesome rock stars. You are, I don't know, the queen of chat rooms. I don't know who's Freddie... I know Doro's probably Freddie Mercury in this instance. Yeah, I think that probably tracks. Doro's probably Freddie Mercury. Figuring out who's James May. I'm not sure. This metaphor is falling apart once you get past Freddie Mercury. Really don't get it. I guess Tebben can be James May. That's probably true. Have we not been streaming of late? Well, we did. We had to cut back our standard stream because not a lot of people showed up. But we are looking to hopefully get it back. But yeah, it's TJ has been TJ has he was in San Antonio, and then he has some work stuff to take care of, so it may not look like we've been streaming, but we've been streaming. Most of the time, we have a set schedule, so we can try to stick to it. But it actually is coming up to the part of the night where I like to hear where everyone is watching from. I know if you are comfortable with it, put it in the chat. Where are you guys watching from? We've already got. I know some of you are watching from around here. I know, in fact, there's one person who's watching from outside in the store. Rochester. Oh, New York hype. Appleton, Wisconsin. Awesome. Cool. San Jose. Austin. Well, that was a very cool town. A very cool city. I was there in November for the Grand Prix. Wyoming. People actually live in Wyoming. I don't actually believe you. I think it's just a state you pass through when you need to get to the Midwest. Austria. Wow. Oh, nice to see you, Hodor. Nice to see you. Austria. Wow, that is probably. I think that's the first time I've seen someone from. I love that quote. That quote is great. But yeah, that's the first time I think I've seen someone from Europe in the chat. So welcome. Yeah, I don't really know what to say other than that, but welcome. North Dakota, Knoxville, Tennessee. Also very cool. Northern Ontario, it's cold. Yeah. I imagine it's not really a whole lot else other than cold. Sao Paulo, Brazil. I'm not sure. I saw the Kappa, so I'm not sure if you're serious, but in case you are, I'm not even going to try to pronounce what TJ does. So, yeah, welcome. Anyway. AL, I think that's Alabama. Trying to get my abbreviations right. Yeah, but anyway, welcome to all of you. It's really cool. Also, the Mariners are in fact great. The record doesn't show that, but the Mariners are in fact great. Yeah, we're just waiting for our next round, our next match, possibly. Got about 30 minutes till the round's over, so we're probably going to get something pretty quick. Or if no one moves over, then then the round will be over quickly. Because if everyone finishes quickly, then the round is over quickly. I think that tracks. I think that also works. Twins are actually winning things. I know, it's weird. Like nothing about the season has tracked so far. The Angels are 6-2 and the Rangers are 2-5. Like that's gonna flip around by the end of the season. I mean, baseball is baseball, so you're gonna see everything given enough sample size. You'll see just about everything. But anyway, Fun or Fail was fun with Logan here, so let's go back to it. You can see some awesome things here, and here we go. Turn it back on. Start off with an Electrolyze. I've had this card cast against me way too many times. So yeah, look at that. Why am I trying to move this? I know exactly where it is. But yeah, Electrolyze. This card's great. I've cast it a lot, and had it cast against me where it's completely wrecked me. So, if I think it's good, and it's actually, well, done a lot of things, it's won a lot of games for people who've cast it against me, it's gotta be good. I mean, I don't know a whole lot of things, so I'm basically Jon Snow in this scenario. I know nothing, but I know that Electrolyze is good. So, for me, it gets fun. Let's go to the next one. Seal of Removal. It's a Pauper All-Star. No, it's a Pauper card, anyway. It's an old Enchantress card, if I remember right. The blue-green Enchantress deck used to play this as a way to buy some time so that you can actually win the game. I think it also bounced to Cloud of Fairies, if I remember right. I could be horrifically wrong in that scenario, so someone who is more familiar with that old blue-green Legacy Enchantress deck, please correct me if I'm wrong, which most of the time I am. But anyway, it's a seal. It's an enchantment that you can keep in play that actually does something when you need it to. So Seal of Primordium, Seal of Cleansing, even Seal of Doom. They're all really good. I would actually really love to see this in Modern, mostly to give Sun Titan a little bit more value, if it needed more value. That would be really, really cool. Anyway, going to the next one. Azorius Chancery. Bounce land. Bounce lands are good. Lands that tap for multiple mana are good. Just ask all of the Tron lands and the Eldrazi temples in Modern right now. If you can find a way to get multiple mana out of a land, then you've got to think about it a little differently. Yeah, you've got to think about it a little differently than you would other cards. The next one, Akiri Line Slinger. Gets +1/+0 for each artifact you control. Has first strike and vigilance. Has partner. Oh, so it's a conspiracy card. Interesting. So it's a
You want a match?
possibly.
Okay. I'll see if I can do well.
Okay, no problem. All right. So anyway, sorry. So it's a creature with cranial plating on it by default. It's interesting. It's a very interesting design. I wonder what the partner was. It's probably something that makes artifacts. But by itself, it's an ally too. I'm actually going to throw this one out to here to the chat if you guys are still watching. Yeah, it's really weird. I don't actually know how to feel about that. Huh. It's very odd. Super fun? Okay, that's... How do you feel about this card?
Fail.
Fail?
Card's super boring.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to
Against
turn this
the
off.
wall.
And suddenly...
So facing the wall, you have Stewart,
Okay.
who is on Bug mid-range.
Okay.
And against the wall, you have Steven.
Okay.
Wait, that's not right. Stewart is on Mono Blue Tron. Steven
Okay.
is on Bug mid-range.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're going to game 3. The Lock just took down game 2. The Mind Slayer Lock.
Solid.
Yep.
Okay, so we are going to head down there right now. I'm going to update the pictures as we go.
Sure.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so we've got TJ for a little bit.
Just for a touch, and then I gotta skedaddle again for Project X.
You keep saying you don't like life gain.
I know, and you keep making the same joke.
And it's a great joke.
You should learn how to recycle. It becomes something else eventually.
You say I need to learn to recycle. That card is in my EDH deck.
Do you play EDH?
I play one deck.
When the old transition music is coming back, I can investigate it more. I know! I wasn't intending to be on stream.
I'm not even sure what's in this deck. So,
What?
in the
Bug one?
the bug deck.
It's Fatal Pushes, Maelstrom Pulses, but Jace Bridge Prodigy, Tarmogoyfs. Like, it's...
Okay, I'll go with Jace.
Think of it like Blue Giant.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will use Jace then.
Think of it like
Jace is pretty cool.
It's all like... You know how when you switch to Grixis, you lose a bunch of pieces?
Mm-hmm.
Think of all those pieces, but, like, you decided that Bolt was somehow a bad card. So obviously Steven's on a terrible deck.
Oh, obviously.
But actually, so Steven is as a kind of the underdog in this matchup.
Sure.
Being a mid-range deck against a Tron strategy, very difficult uphill battle to
I mean,
fight.
he did in fact win. He won one game, so hey, that's not nothing.
Oh yeah, and he took the game 1. Now, I didn't see how it goes, but against the Mono Blue Tron specifically, for these big mana strategies, it can be beat by really utilizing some of that hand disruption. Some of
Sure.
your removal spells lose a lot of their value, but when you're looking at Thoughtseize, some of its most effective places are against combo decks and control decks.
Mm-hmm.
And Mono Blue Tron definitely fills the role of slightly both, leaning towards control.
Bebop 1017. Welcome to the Fortnite. You're awesome.
Man, that name's great. Bebop.
Bebop. and perhaps Rocksteady. I'm not sure if they're coming in later. So we've got a fetch from Steven. That Polluted Delta, probably going to go find a Watery Grave. Yep, here we go, Watery Grave.
It sets up a good number of
Incoming.
plays. It takes away the ability of like a turn 2 Tarmogoyf, but it does set up some of the. I imagine that Thought Scour is an option in this deck because the Jace synergizes well
Sure.
with that, and possibly any Tassigars that are in the deck.
Also does interact with Thoughtscour does interact with Goyf actually a fair bit.
Project X is not stream related, though we are getting a microphone arm, shock absorber, and a pop filter, which should be arriving at the end of this week or early next week.
Oh, that's not bad. So Thoughtseize incoming for Steven. That is quite the hand.
Yeah. It is quite the hand. So we've got a Platinum Angel and a Mindslaver. First things that pop out to me. He has 2 pieces of Tron, so he's actually
He's
well on his ways
he's got Tron.
with the map. Absolutely.
Yeah, with the map. So do you take the Slaver or the Platinum Angel? Because I don't think you're beating the Remand. The Remand I don't think you can take.
Between all of these, I actually may be more tempted to take the Remand, but if I'm going to take one of those 2 pieces, I want the Mindslaver. The Platinum Angel, and I'm actually a little bit surprised by that, because the Platinum Angel dies to the Maelstrom Pulse. It dies to any artifact hate that Steven may have brought in. Whereas the Mindslaver is much more immediate in its impact. Likely Stuart will hold on to it until it is ready to go off.
It's midnight. Should you work on your project or go to bed? Depends. Is the project due tomorrow?
I should be working on my project. So I guess I'll transfer that to you.
Well, I mean, all of my projects involve terrible decks, so I know that always works on that.
Now, big thing here is that Stuart is lacking blue mana currently, and this could be a pretty impactful thing. I wouldn't even be surprised if Stuart ended up making a concession and going for.
Yep,
one
went for a Boro Palace of the Gods.
With the Platinum Angel off the battlefield, it's a lot less critical to get that turn 3 Platinum Angel, and this is a deck that, as hard as a control deck, needs to be able to cast that Remand, cast that Condescend, cast anything else that it may have access to.
Yeah. Also, this is actually one of the major differences between green versions of Tron and this mono blue Tron deck.
Absolutely.
If this was I don't know, let's say green red Tron, they would have just searched out the third piece of Tron and just played on.
Oh
But-
yeah, because their top deck potential is so potent, but
Exactly.
Mono Blue Tron replaces a lot of those heavy hitters for control pieces to survive to that point of the
Yeah,
game.
exactly. So Steven's going to draw that Maelstrom Pulse, and he's going to look to get some beats in with this Grimflare. And it looks like he's going to get one. He's already gotten one activation, so look at that. It's already done a little bit of it.
Oh yeah, Grimflayer's a boss. Low Duel 06. Good to see ya. I hope you're great, because I know that you are.
Also, the 6th Lodell, crucially there, not the 5th.
That's absolutely true. You have to remember the 5th Liddell, the Gunpowder Treason and Blood.
Yep, I believe that's true.
I've decided that Tassiger is not in this deck.
I believe so. So the Dark Confidant going to get remanded, and Stuart's going to hope to draw more lands.
Lands are going to be a really key part of this because he's got a good number of the control pieces. That wasn't bad.
That's another land.
it
Oh,
is-
that's actually a much better card for him. to find
Agreed.
there.
He does have matching. 2 of his Tron pieces are matching, and we're actually going for tap out.
What are we doing? We're playing a Treasure Mage. Okay.
Not sure what I'm even looking up at this point. I have the Mindslaver, unless he's got backup copies of Platinum Angel to really
A
just
Sundering
put the
Titan,
pressure.
perhaps?
A Sundering Titan would be glorious.
Oh, we're just gonna find just Wormcoil Engine.
Just a Wormcoil Engine.
just
Man,
just a Titan.
you got me real excited for a Sundering Titan.
Well, we already saw Stuart on camera once, and he did win with a Sundering Titan.
Oh, really?
So
Ooh.
that is in fact how he beat Maeve.
That makes me feel all kinds of great.
Just going for a different Titan, the other colorless Titan.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I'm
we're
coiled up in anticipation.
so the Treasure Mage looking to maybe block.
Unlikely.
Yeah.
When it's a 2/2 against a... Actually, I'm a little bit
It'd be a
surprised.
little bit of a trade.
I am a little bit surprised that he didn't take the trade, because I was thinking that Grimflare was a 4/4.
Nope. Looks like Steven's just gonna play 2 Dark Confidants, and the first one looks like he's gonna respond by surgicaling the Verdant Catacombs.
That's an interesting choice to surgical that in response.
Yeah.
Has Steven made his land play yet this turn? It's possible he's just trying to rip something out of his hand.
I believe he has.
Oh. You know, part of this might be to make sure that... Well, no, because if you wanted to keep him off of Delirium, you'd take the Thoughtseize, you would think.
Yeah, especially since he already has the Delta.
Exactly. So I'm a little bit perplexed about this play, but
Oh,
I don't
no,
think
just-
it's hugely relevant. You
Uh,
can't change the angel art.
Nope. I actually like this art.
Also, the art's great.
I also really like the new Angel art. Sorry.
Yep. Oh yeah, look at that new emote.
That's where
Some
you're
people thought
wrong,
we only
kiddo.
had 6 emotes. That's where you're wrong, kiddos. God, I love that hat. I miss that hat. I dream of it.
Also, this hat up here, too small for me.
That's not my hat.
It's not mine. It's
Whose
obviously
hat
not.
is that?
I don't know, but it's definitely too small for me. I tried it on earlier. It's not a thing.
That is not a good hat.
It is. It is apparently a 4-star stamp of approval.
I really enjoy how honest they are. This ain't a 5-star hat.
It's 4, but it does get a stamp of
So the
approval.
Wormcoil engine comes on down.
We're gonna find 2 Nile Spellbombs, so the Slaver Lock not looking as tough as it. Looking a little bit tougher for.
Yeah, but I doubt
Stuart
Steven
Default.
cares. He's a nihilist.
Well, you know, he is gonna cast a lot of spells and hope they bomb their opponent. So gonna crack a fetch here. Going to find a basic swamp.
That's hilarious. I think that might be my second ever S+.
S plus, not bad, not bad. Moving up in the world. Normally they're all Z's because everyone's sleeping. So we've got 2. We're gonna play both spell bombs.
Okay. Dramatic head turns are very good, Pains Within. I like it. Let's practice some of our own. Looks like you need to just cast a Naya Spellbomb.
Whoa!
Really?
Naya spell bomb.
English, please. Like the computer guy with the smart detective, with a not so smart detective.
Yep.
So, the Wormcoil engine is going to have a long journey to the graveyard, and Steven is instead going to pretend like they split into 2.
I was gonna say it feels like it's gonna enter a maelstrom.
That seems reasonable. But we've got a 3/3 on the field, 1 with lifelink and 1 with death touch. It is going to keep back that Grim Flayer.
It's gonna keep back actually a lot of those 2 power guys.
Absolutely, like the Wormcoil engine's already doing exactly what that deck is meant. Like that card is just such a value house. When you think that technically Steven's ahead on mana by using a Maelstrom Pulse to kill that Wormcoil engine, but I would have much preferred to use that Maelstrom Pulse to take on the 2 tokens as opposed to the original.
Yeah, and now we're gonna see this Mindslaver come into play, and I would imagine that Stuart is gonna retap and mana doing stuff. Looks like we are going to see.
That's enough to pop it.
Yeah, well, that is.
It's a one-off pop.
It's not quite the mom and pop Thopter shop though.
No, but can you imagine taking over his turn? Walk with me here.
Sure.
Take over his turn, take 2 hits from the Dark Confidant, attack one of them into a Wormcoil engine, as well as attacking in the Dark Confidant because you popped both of your Nile Spellbombs on yourself to keep it as a 2/2.
I think you could probably attack with the Grimflayer too, because you.
That's what I'm saying. You
Oh,
kill
yeah,
Grimflayer,
yeah.
And then you just leave him with a Dark Confidant after eliminating another one.
It's not bad actually.
No, and that's not even having access to the full suite of what else is potentially in his hand. I mean, you draw a fetch and you're done for another 3, which is slightly ineffective, but
Looks like we're going for Solemn Simulacrum instead.
taking the long way around, the scenic route. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, you know, don't want to get very sad about it.
Yeah, and a teal teacup is moving into the arena. I can appreciate that one. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining into the Fortnights. I was just thinking the other day, what are we going to do during tea time?
Yeah, well, I mean, especially because I have to get the right color.
Absolutely. I only like my teacups to really match what's in them.
Yeah, exactly. It's not quite. It's see, I had a couple, and then they were a little too blue.
Yeah, well, see, I've got a giant one that is in fact blue, but that's only because it's for you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
It would go well with this game state that has a lot of blue cards on it.
Indeed it does. 2 of those tokens, a Solemn Simulacrum, which got him a basic land, and when it dies, it's going to draw him a card.
Ooh, Steven, those Dark Confidants, not very confident in flipping lands.
Absolutely. Well, it does get close to that Tireless Tracker.
That's true, but at the same time, it's a lot of damage.
The The new Eidolon is sweet. The effect is ridiculously powerful, but it's on a somewhat vulnerable
It's on a
body.
2/2.
Testing is required because it doesn't have the same guaranteed damage of Eidolon original. The new god I'm actually quite hopeful for, similar to why Fanatic of Mogus was so powerful during the Theros, which is a 4-mana closer when you've already been, doing a sly strategy to empty your hand out quickly. That's a massive amount of damage that can come in and
Yes.
really sweep up a board state. But a lot of it depends on the context of the format. I'm not so certain that red deck wins is going to be effective with Saheeli and Felidar Guardian still around, because that combo is not even punished by the new Eidolon.
Yeah, I also have no idea what's going on in Standard, so I wouldn't ask me about anything to do with Standard. So
I won't.
good. So Steven's thinking about his plays here.
Yeah, he's contemplating.
He's got that Tireless Tracker. He's got that Inquisition, which has got to be.
Medium.
Yeah, I was gonna say medium plus here.
I mean, it's better against this deck than it is against regular Tron because it can hit those control pieces, which are so effective. It just doesn't hit the haymakers, but with one of them already out on the battlefield.
Well, we have a Condescend and a Repeal, and I have to imagine he's
Both
going
of
to
those
take anything.
hilarious to be Inquisitioned from a flavor perspective.
Yeah, I mean, Condescend is the most aptly named card in the Mono Blue Tron deck.
Oh, because you have slightly more mana than them always.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you've got 5.
Oh, you got 5? Oh, how about you pay 6? Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to want to pay 5. That's the mana that you don't have.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
It seems good for Modern. I think it's better for Legacy than it is for Modern.
I agree.
Sensei's Divining Top says hello.
I feel very decidedly medium on it.
Yeah, I'm not even medium. I'm just, it's got, like, the ceiling is ridiculously high and the floor is ridiculously low. And finding out what the average floor ceiling is on that card is going to be a process that is required before you start really evaluating that card. Because the context of it is so important. And a low removal, high ability, which are in some of these situations, the card is insane. But against some of the mid-range decks, it's got some vulnerabilities that can be exploited in a deck that can't afford them.
Yep. So Steven's still hoping those Dark Confidants will be nice to him, but they've not been good so far.
No, he is putting a lot of creatures on the board, but this Wormcoil engine, even from the graveyard, is having a massive effect on the battlefield.
Yeah.
A Snapcaster from Steven, or even a transformed Jace to be able to get back that Maelstrom Pulse would be a pretty big thing. Stuart, however, activating this Mindslaver.
Gonna go for the Slaver, see if...
Without the combo as well, and I like that Steven is being proactive in using these now spell bombs before they get
Yeah, it
activated.
looks like he does want to draw a card, even though he will...
It is an interesting choice to go for that.
Because it's going to give Stuart another card that he can do stuff with.
Most dangerously, running into anything like the Inquisition or Thoughtseize that we saw previously.
Yeah, although Inquisition I don't believe can target yourself. Thoughtseize I know you can. I don't think Inquisition you can target yourself.
I've never even thought to check, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm sorry, we're going to do some quick figuring out here.
I've never even remotely considered checking.
I did mean Inquisition of Kozilek. Thank you. It is target player.
Okay.
So, you can Inquisition yourself.
Either one would be fine. That Surgical Extraction, if that is what that is, I am shocked that he didn't take that down.
Yeah.
All you need to do is attack with the Grim Flayer into one of these Wormcoil engines after popping the Nile Spellbomb on yourself.
Actually, you probably just attack first.
Well, but you pop the Nile Spellbomb on... Oh, I see. No, because you have to pop it first so that the Grim Flayer goes to the graveyard. Then you just Surgical it and rip the 2 others out of Steven's hand.
Ooh, that's pretty good, actually. I like that a lot.
Yeah. You can just rip 2 cards out of his hand and deal 2 damage to himself. And it looks like Stuart is instead
I was gonna say,
just demonstrating that there's a lethal amount of damage on the battlefield.
that's also fine.
Like,
You're
I'll attack
also
out,
dead.
I don't die, and then I'll attack back.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Everything about that is great. Stuart takes this game down to 3. I'm gonna leave you back to it. It was
I
a
will.
pleasure seeing you again. I'm gonna get back to Project X though.
You do that.
Thanks for letting me hop in.
You get the hat though.
I really, man, I look like I'm.
You look like you stepped out of the 1940s.
I look like I'm the unpopular guy on a show on the CW.
On that note, all right, so we're gonna come back from that slam at CW. Whew, man, yeah. Anyway, back up here, we just saw Tron take actually the second match of the night over mid-range deck. Traditionally, Tron does in fact beat a lot of mid-range decks, so that is not that surprising. Yeah, that was we're still in the middle. Well, I guess not really in the middle now. We're at the tail end of round 3 here. Got about 10 minutes left until we hit our final round of the night. Yeah, we have some we've got a lot of things here tonight. We got TJ here for about 10 minutes before he had to leave to go do other things. And then we have had a lot of people in here tonight. And that is now added to our quotes. But anyway, there are 200 people still watching. Wow, look at that. Still got 200 people here. Welcome. I'm Coleman. We're doing some modern action here. Do this 3 times a week. Do it tonight, obviously. Started about 2.5 hours ago, so 7 p.m. Pacific time. So if you want to know what time that is for local, if you're not in the Pacific time zone, you take 2.5 hours off of what you are now. To go back in time 2.5 hours. That's 7 o'clock p.m. Sorry, that is. We're only here because they hate the CW. It's a bold sentence to have. Yeah, so yeah, you take 2.5 hours from where you're watching. That's what time 7 p.m. Pacific time is where you are. But anyway, we also do a stream. Peace out, Tevin. Have a good night. I guess. Yeah. Still technically have a good night if you're going to bed. But anyway, have a good one. Yeah, we also do a Legacy stream at 7:30 on Fridays. Yeah, we do a Twitch be that unpopular guy, not the unpopular guy. I guess that's probably true. Anyway, getting back to this, we do a Legacy stream at 7:30 on Fridays, and we do More Modern at 6 p.m. on Saturdays. So in case you think you didn't have enough tonight, well, we just have to wait 2 more days. 3 more days. 3 more days. And then that will get you some more modern action around here. All right. What have I thought of spoilers so far? That is a very good question. Slorence. It's good. Welcome to the Fortnites. You are awesome, and we're very glad that you hit that follow button. By the way, if you guys are watching, tell your friends, even tell your enemies. Tell anyone that you think would enjoy the stream. Just hit that follow button. We'd really appreciate it. And plus, your name shows up on a cool graphic. What have I thought of spoilers so far? I really like them. I realize I'm in the minority on this, but I actually really like almost all of the invocations. I think that border is very interesting, and you will not confuse them for anything else, which I think is very cool for promo cards. But yeah, I actually really like most of them. I like the new gods. They're very cool. They do interesting things, I think. The green one's a little, maybe a little pushed, but I think I actually like that a lot. I like that they're doing things that, they're making bold decisions, which I actually really like. And, yeah, that's, I also love that cycling's back. That's a primary reason why I like it. I love the cycling mechanic, and it's one of the best mechanics that they've ever printed. The new black god is super interesting. Yeah, the black one and the blue one are the two that stand out to me the most, because I like solving puzzles. Like, how do you make this work very well? The blue one I have an idea for. I have no idea what I'm going to do for the black one. Not having Miscalculate was a miss. That's the thing. I don't know that it is a miss. Because, like, I would love for Miscalculate to be back. And I think it would be... I think it'd be good that Miscalculate would be back. But Mana Leak... It's Miscalculate would be great for Modern. But, yeah, it's probably a little too good for Standard. Because Mana Leak is... still getting played here and there in Modern, and even you trade off the late game with Mana Leak because it's basically dead. In the late game, you have to oh wait, I can draw another one and 2-for-1 myself to counter their one spell. But Miscalculate is always well, hey, look at that. You don't need this? Just throw it away and get a card back. And in Standard, I think that's probably a little too good because I know Mana Leak was very, very good when it was in Standard. And I don't know if it's a better version of Mana Leak because you don't have to pay an additional one. But you do get Cycling, and Cycling is a very, very real card. Or real ability, I should say. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about Miscalculate. If they could find a way to sneak Miscalc back into Standard, that would be great. Mana Leak did have Snapcaster with it, which is not nothing, but Mana Leak by itself is also a great card. Mana Leak, man, Mana Leak. Was Mana Leak just great in Standard because it was in Delver? I don't think so, because if I remember right, it was also in Solar Flare. Because Mana Leak, I think Mana Leak is just a great card by itself. It's a counterspell that... you don't have to pay blue for, which I realize is a problem only to me. But, yeah, Mana Leak's just a great card by itself. It became maybe a little oppressive because it was Delver in it. But I think it's just a great card by itself. Do I think Memory Lapse will ever understand? Probably not. I don't think Memory Lapse is coming back. I think... the closest that it got was Lapse of Certainty. Because it cost 3. It was also a white card, which is weird. But I don't think Memory Lapse is coming back. I don't think Codifier? Oh, Codifier. Oh, cool. I think that's how you pronounce that. Anyway, if I'm wrong, let me know. Welcome to the fort. Thank you for the sub. That is awesome. You're awesome. You're the second one of the day. That is a fist bump. Boom. That was really weird, but hey, that's awesome. You can cash that in for one fist bump if we ever meet at a Grand Prix or anything. That's really cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Way to go. Why was Solar Flare called Solar Flare? It's because that version was based on an old version of a similar deck that used, I think it was Zombify to get back a big creature. In this case, it was in Berry Rights. So they kind of have the... Awesome. They kind of have the similar game plans, which is, use a Reanimator Shell in a control deck. And the original one was called that because the original deck creator back in, I think it was Kamigawa, is a big Dragon Ball Z fan, and the character Tien, his finishing move is called Solar Flare, so that's why you have Solar Flare. The names for decks, the deck names are always really fun stories. Like the Rock is a personal favorite. The story of how the Rock got the name is a personal favorite. I really like Team America too because it makes no sense. Like Team America is a bug deck. Is it Krillin? I think it's both. I thought they both had Solar Flare. Oh, okay. Then it could be Krillin. It's been a long time since I've seen Dragon Ball Z. I thought it was Tien. Okay, if it's Krillin, it's Krillin. Sorry. I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z in a long time, and my knowledge of it has waned over the years. Yep, we're just waiting. I think we've got about 10 seconds till it's over. Oh, Tri-Beam Cannon. That's what it... Oh, okay. Where did Nick Fit get its name? It's also a personal favorite. So Nick Fit is actually because of a typo. Yeah, it's actually just because it's a typo. So I remember this one story because it's great. Nick Fit is because the original deck creator thought it was a nice fit for the metagame because it's playing, basics. It's ways to get basics, and your opponent's probably not playing a whole lot of basics. And it's because the original deck list, I think it was the tournament organizer, put it online and forgot to actually put the E on nice, so it became Nick Fit. And that was just the way it was, and no one really changed it. So that's why it's called Nick Fit, because of a typo. That's also a favorite of mine because it's just sometimes that's the way decks get named, and Nick Fit just stuck. I think Explorer Rock used to be what it was called, and then it turned into Nick Fit, which I actually really like. I think that's a good one. Four Horsemen is also a great one. Trying to think of other deck names. Canadian Thresh is an old one, but a good one. Fruity Pebbles is a classic. Let's see, what else is a great one? Dump Truck. Dump Truck is a pretty good one. Tin Fins. It's also a solid one. Actually, everyone in the chat who is interested in this, when you could put, Nick Fit seems to be a nice fit for the deck's name. That's very true. You could put your favorite deck name of all time into the chat. That'd actually be a pretty interesting mix. I like interesting deck names. I don't like this Jeskai Black thing. Well, you've subbed, so it only makes sense that you would also follow. It's still awesome that you have followed. You're still awesome for that. Meat Hooks, great one. Ponza, it's actually a classic. I do like Ponza. Sly, also a great one. Death and Taxes. Yeah, there's so many that stand the test of time. Like Death and Taxes. The only thing that's certain in life is death and taxes. And White Weenie. That's always that's just a classic. It's a classic of Magic. Oh, there it is. It's a good one. I've always Pedal to the Metal was a great one. When that was in standard, I like Pedal to the Metal. Garbage Pail Kids. It's not bad. It's not bad. Certainly not bad. Eminent Domain. I forgot about Eminent Domain. That was a great one too. That was a great one. Astral Slide. I think a friend of mine used or turned that into I think it was Headfirst Slide because they're also big baseball fans and turned that into to Headfirst Slide. Who said the only thing certain in life is death, tax, and White Weenie? I actually have no idea who said it, but I know that's a thing. It feels like some. I don't want to say it was Wesco, but because he always plays White Weenie, I want to say it was an older player. It was definitely not Finkel because it wasn't Finkel. It wasn't Maher. Oh man, it might have been. Was it Pakula? It might have been Pakula. I'm not sure. Omnidor Thragfire. Just combine everything. Just put it together. It's a great one. Eternal Death, huh? Sounds interesting. Also, Dead Guy. Dead Guy is also a great one. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, I don't want to talk about the Mariners. It's been an interesting start. They started 2-8 last year, also. So, hey, they'll do things. Hitting's finally starting to come around, which, hey, that's awesome. Pitching is I think it's actually just Gallardo that's doing things. Yeah, trust me, you do not want to get me started about the Mariners. It will not end well. Yeah, that's... I don't know. Huh. Blue, white, marshmallow? Oh. Oh, man. I haven't heard someone talk about blue, white, marshmallow in, I think, years. In fact, I have to, oh, man. I think that might be Pillow Fort. Yeah, I think it's actually... yeah, I think that might be an old, yeah, I think Marshmallow is... Marshmallow, I think, was used as an old terminology, but now it's being used for, Blue-White Pillow Fort, which is also a kind of funny name. But it's a tutelage deck. So it's actually using the same win condition you saw the Turbo Fog player out here use. It's using Sphinx's tutelage and cards that prevent your opponent from attacking, not Starfield of Nyx, Sphere of Safety, cards like that. Just a lot of enchantments. It's using it's kind of a prison-y deck. Yeah, it's a prison-y deck where it forces your opponent not to attack, like Ghostly Prison, that sort of thing. Although it looks like this specific version I'm looking up doesn't. I think that's a standard version. Okay. What round is it? It is round 3. Actually, we're about to finish round 3. I think we're in turns. Cocoa Pebbles, great. I actually really like that. Cheerios, that's not bad. Actually, the more I like it, the more I think about it, the more I like it. Actually, because it's a lot of O's. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I like Cheerios. It's true. How come Turbo Fog isn't a deck? There's too much burn. That's what it is. It's because burn is a legitimately good deck, and I don't think you'll ever be able to solve that or square that circle. Mostly because your entire deck is predicated around... Sram Dunk was a great one. Your entire deck is predicated around stopping your opponent from attacking, and if your opponent doesn't have to attack, well, that's pretty bad for you. It's the same reason... It's actually the same reason Turns is horrible against Burn, because you have so much redundancy. They have so much redundancy, it's really hard for your Dictates and Howling Minds to really only be one-sided in that they aren't playing spells faster than you are, which is normally what you do when you play Dictates and Howling Minds. You either play more spells, or it doesn't matter what they play, since you're going to be winning the game. That's what you use, at least in turns. Yeah. That is what Leyline is for, but sometimes you just don't find Leyline. It actually does happen. Solidarity and High Tide are actually two different things. They're actually still different things. Reset, High Tide is Solidarity. They named it after a stupid card that doesn't do anything. Now the regular High Tide is the one that plays like Time Spirals and everything like that. Solidarity is the one with Reset. Legacy deck names are always fun. Yeah, it's there's also Muck Tide, which is Bubbling Muck High Tide. And I think we have our round 4. Okay. Okay, I know what Ryan's playing. I don't know what you're playing. Oh, okay. Okay. Soul Sisters? That's true. I actually do think Soul Sisters is in a pretty good place right now if anyone wants to go try to play it. Eggs. Eggs is also a pretty interesting deck name that I think a lot of people don't actually remember the name of. Because I know a couple of people actually play Eggs, can't don't realize where the deck is named from, and it's entirely not their fault. It's just a weird name based on cards that I don't believe people remember. The only reason I remember it because I'm a weirdo who likes this sort of stuff. All right, so anyway, we've got our round 4 match here, and yeah. So just gonna update this really quick. Yeah, we've got Green White Hate Bears versus Burn, so I think anything can actually happen here. Yeah, Burn could take it. Burn could be faster than Hate Bears, but I think, yep, that is entirely true to everyone posting in the chat right now, because it's basically all the eggs from back in, I believe, what is it? It's, man. It's Nemesis? No, it's not Nemesis. It's after that. It's I'm gonna remember it. I'm gonna be really mad. Anyway, we've got Hate Bears and Burn. My personal edge is probably gonna go to Hate Bears, mostly because they have Thalias and creatures that are very good at blocking, and well, Burn actually does have a lot of attackers sometimes. But if you feel otherwise, please post it in the chat. Invasion, that's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, if you feel otherwise, if you think Burn is just gonna roll over Hate Bears, put it in the chat, and then then you have your voice heard. And even if you don't, that's still awesome. Yeah, this TJ guy, he's didn't even want to stay around. And especially because we have Burn on now. He only comes back for the Burn match. I see how it is. Anyway, we're going to come down. Thank you for the resub, Vegnas. Oh, and we've got a double sub there. Not me, okay? Well, I think that actually is you. Or it might not be, and I think you're okay with that. But yeah, both of you, welcome. Well, the first one is a resub. The second one is just a new sub, actually. It's our third one of the day. That is awesome. But anyway, we're going to head down to the match. We're going to see what's going to happen. Yeah, I don't really have a great transition there. Sorry. All right, here we go. And it didn't update. And they're already in the middle of the game. Look at that. Oh, look. Oh, hey, we've got voice resurgence for Kevin. And we've got a Rift Bolt coming off suspend for Ryan. And looks like we're going to see Eidolon as the turn 2 play. Look at that. Already, both decks are enacting what they want to do. There you go. You got it the second time. Both decks enacting what they want to do. Both have 2-drops that have a whole lot of value. Ryan's hand, I believe, is stacked full of burn spells. But that is what Burn tries to do. If this is a Thalia, oh, it's an Arbiter. Irate Uncle. Welcome to the Fortnights. You are awesome. Yeah, I mean, Burn really likes having a handful of burn spells. That's kind of in the name, so it's pretty good. Not attacking by no attack from Kevin here. Mostly, this feels like a Ghost Quarter, possibly incoming. Although Ryan drawing that fetch means this Arbiter's probably going to end up eating perhaps a Helix or Bolt. He does have 2 Helixes. He does have 2 Helixes and 1 Bolt. I believe it also has a Tarka's Command. So if Kevin goes to block with the voice, this could go poorly. Could go with... Ooh, yeah. See, this is probably going to go Bolt the Hierarch. Or not the Hierarch. Bolt the Hennefer. Hey, welcome. You're awesome. So we're going to see a Bolt on the Arbiter, which is going to allow Ryan to go fetch for a Shockland and cast an Atarka's Command to give his team +1/+1 and deal 3 damage to Kevin. So he is basically going to fall to 9 for this, and Kevin is going to get a 3/3, but he did basically eliminate 2 creatures with a spell, and honestly, I think I'm actually pretty okay with that if I'm Kevin. That Eidolon is going to do some work against your hand, assuming you have some spells, but at the same time, you casting a... Ooh, Wiltleaf Liege incoming. Ooh! Ooh, that card is... It's been a while since I've seen a Wiltleaf Liege. Wiltleaf Liege, man. Sorry to harp on this, but I just haven't seen this in a long time. I haven't seen this since the days of Little Kid Abzan. Yeah, we're gonna see, and this token's now a 4/4, and he's just gonna turn it sideways. Gonna attack for 6, or go put Ryan to 6, I should say. And suddenly, Ryan's on the back foot. This Eidolon's gonna hurt him more than it is Kevin, and that's not really how that should work. Also, being 4 toughness is 4 toughness is a big deal. So a Lava Spike from Ryan gonna put Kevin to 9. Now, crucially, that is 3 burn spells that I believe he does actually have. Ooh, a Township. Township from Kevin. Oof. So, turn them both sideways. Ryan's got to block 1 and fire off a lightning helix at Kevin's face. He's going to go to 2, then go to 5, and he is going to die, actually, with exact lethal because of that Township. Yeah, he's going to die with die from exact lethal. Because that voice is going to end up being a 5/5 at the end of that. So yeah, look at that. That Eidolon dealing a lot of damage, and I think that dealing a lot of damage, not exactly the way that Ryan does. Not exactly the way Ryan wanted that to end. But we are going to see Hate Bears take down Game 1 with a huge help from that Wiltleaf Liege. Nope, not 10. There we go. Ugh. So yeah, Hate Bears up a game. Those bears were very hateful. Well, at least that voice resurgence was, and then, well, joined up by a double bear, as the kids say. Harsh Mentor and Imperial Taxes. It's going to be a lot better in Legacy than it is anywhere else. So I think that's probably where it's going to end up. Do love me some Wiltleaf Liege, and it's an elf, so that's always a benefit to me. Yeah, so Ryan's probably going to look to not quite board out the Eidolons, but maybe be a little bit, maybe be a little bit more conservative with how he uses them. Yeah, that attack looked good on paper, but I think it ended up being a bit of a bad one, if that makes sense. Because he had to end up fetching... I think he ended up dealing about 1, 2, 3... I think he's dealt 7 damage to him on his own turn, and that would have been basically 2 full turns off the clock. Is the Hate Bears player 3-0? I don't actually know their players' records. I have to assume it's the finals, because otherwise they wouldn't be here in the last round. So I'm going to assume yes. And I know Ryan is he's doing well tonight. I saw him win on camera earlier. I believe he beat Turbofog, so that's got to be good. Now, Kevin's sideboard is always interesting. And I don't actually know what he has. I assume he has something like a Thalia in the main. Which Thalia is also... Thalia is also a great card against Burden. All of the instants and sorcery costing more is what you want to do. Would I say he's on fire? I would in fact say that deck is on fire. He's basically Alicia Keys right now. That's how much fire he's on. He does so. Yeah, Kevin's just taking his time with sideboarding. Always take your time when. Oh sure, he gets an A, or they get an A, and I don't. I never get an A. I've never gotten an A for a pun. That's mostly because I make them all the time, so it's understandable. But yeah, if you ever if you're sideboarding, you have no idea what to do. Just take an extra second or take an extra 30 seconds to just figure out, okay, what's my opponent doing, and what card is going to be good on that. Like if you're playing a deck you haven't played before, and you got to your sideboard and you're like, okay, what is this card here for? Oh, it's for this. Okay, now I understand. Now I can make a little bit more informed decisions in the future. Free info, write that down. Yep. Yeah, don't get game violations though. Don't take like 30 minutes to figure out your sideboarding decisions. Just take an extra 30 seconds. Just think about what you want to do. Yeah, just double check where everything wants to go. I am a little bit too punny. That's probably true. You know what, Big Daddy Snow? That is a very interesting strategy. I have to try that from now on. Just, hey, at least some of them have got to be good. That would describe a lot of my decks, actually. F minus? Fair enough. So, yeah, we're going to come into our second game here. Ryan's going to be on the play, I should say. And Burn definitely likes being on the play. It definitely doesn't like being on the draw. If you can win game one, or if you can win game one and put your Burn opponent on the draw, that's some serious style points, and I'd be impressed with how you did it. So Ren's going to look at his opening hand and going to send it right back. Kevin's going to do the same, and it looks like he is taking a little bit of time to consider, and looks like we're going to keep our 7 for Hate Bears. I do see at least one Horizon Canopy and a Leonin Arbiter on that side. So we've got a way to draw. We've got a little bit of card advantage, and we've got at least one Hate Bear. So that's got to be good news if you're on Team Hate Bears. Ryan's going to look at 4 lands and 2 Goblin Guides. And at this point, I think you have to. I think I might have kept that hand. I know it's bold. And if you don't draw action, you've basically lost the game. But I don't know. I don't like going to 5. Although I can definitely see why you would mulligan that hand. It has, like I said, no action other than those 2 Goblin Guides. And Goblin Guide, not as good in this matchup as it is against, I don't know, say, Grixis Control. Or some kind of creature, some kind of deck that doesn't play a whole lot of creatures. It's more like Naya Burn. Oh, it's Boros Burn that's playing Destructive Reverie in the board. That's just happened to play. I guess it is playing a Tarkus Command. So yeah, I guess that is actually probably true. It's just not playing Nacatls. And we are going to see a pass where Ryan has drawn two copies of Path to Exile, which will be good against those Voice of Resurgences. So, or no, yeah, it is in fact good against Voice of Resurgence, but it's also good against Wiltleaf Leash. So Ryan is going to end up at 17. Going to probably cast this Path to Exile on the Thalia. Yep, we're going to see a path here. So Kevin is going to go find a basic land. Probably a Plains, that way he doesn't have to keep tapping the Horizon Canopy 4 mana and damaging himself. Ryan's going to untap. He's going to draw a Searing Blaze, which is also a very good card in the matchup. Yeah, he's got a Lightning Helix and an Atarkan's Command, so he can actually cast all of his spells now, which is not something you can say all the time. And he's got cards that are good in the matchup, but he's only got 2 lands, and his opponent hasn't done anything yet. And if you're going to if you have 4 lands in play and you're still at 19 against Burn, you've got to be feeling at least a little good. At least a little bit. You've got to be feeling you've maybe dodged a little bit of a bullet. Not a big one, mind you. Just a little bit. We're tapping 2 here. I assume this is the Arbiter. Yep, we do have the Leonin Arbiter. Do we have the Ghost Quarter for the follow-up? We do, and we're just going to go straight into it. And even if Ryan does decide to go after that Arbiter, he can just pay 2 here. But we are cutting him off of white mana, which will lock out a lot of cards in Ryan's hand. Ghost Quarter, even if it doesn't act as Strip Mine, still pretty good. And we are just going to Helix the Arbiter in response. Ryan's going to go up to 20, then go find a basic mountain. So that Path to Exile in his hand is now officially uncastable. Right as I said, he can cast everything in his hand, so it's funny how the Twist of Fate works like that. And he's going to draw another land, but it is another Stomping Ground. And he's just going to hold it, try to get the full ability on that Searing Blaze, not Searing Blood. Those are 2 different cards. Yeah, those are different cards. Those do different things. So Kevin found a Gavony Township, which is also a pretty good one to hit. The basic Plains command has been deleted. It ran its course. The bit was fun, but it's you got to know when to call it. So Selfless Spirit into a Leonin Arbiter, also playing more 2-drops, into just playing more creatures, trying to put some pressure on the board. So Ryan is going to be casting this Hatarka's command, dealing 3 damage and another irrelevant ability. Oh, we did find the third. We found a 3rd land, and it's a white source, so that's not nothing. A Searing Blaze for the full value on this Leonin Arbiter might force Kevin. Kevin might be thinking about sacking the Selfless Spirit to protect the Arbiter, which it looks like he's doing. He is going to take 3 for that, however, and he is going to fall to 12. Oh, what happened to the Mariners? The Mariners happened to the Mariners. That's always my response. It's always the Mariners. The Mariners happened. So he's going to untap with 5 mana now. Crucially, an activation of the Township is not very far off. Although I don't think that's what you want to be doing against a deck that's playing Lightning Bolts and Shard Volleys. So, not super hot. We are going to see a Scavenging Ooze, though we only have 1 green mana. We're going to see an attack for 2 with that Arbiter. Going to put Ryan to 15. And we do still have a path, and I believe the path might be going after the Scavenging Ooze. Yep. And Kevin is deciding not to... And Kevin can't actually search because of the Arbiter. So, that's a little awkward. So we're going to see a cast Rift Bolt. Now, where is it going to go? Is it going to go at this face or the creature? Looks like it's going to go at the face. Actually, no. Ken Griffey leaving the Mariners is not actually what happened to the Mariners, because they're actually better without him, which is a weird sentence to say. And we've got a draw here. What does Kevin find for his draw step? Looks like we found a Tectonic Edge, which actually will find some use against Burn, which is not what you want to say. Cutting him off a white source. Now he can only cast... future Path to Exiles or Lightning Helixes are now off the table. And it looks like Kevin's double Township draws. The mana restriction is coming back to bite him a little bit, although not enough to actually take him out of this game. An attack by the Arbiter, and we're going to see Lockzone Smiter incoming. Suddenly, that clock has been vastly increased. So, I mean, Ryan's playing off the top here. 6 damage. If he can find 6 damage in 2 turns, he is going to actually win the game. But Ryan is he's looking a little bit worse for wear. And I think this is actually going to be the game because we're going to see a Path on the Eidolon. Kevin's going to untap, activate Gavany Township, and that is going to be all she wrote. So Hate Bears taking down Boros Burn, which is the deck full of Thalias, and Hate Bears is pretty good against the deck that's trying to play instants and sorceries, and aggressive creatures don't match up well against first striking guys and creatures that are a little bit bigger than your opponent. Turns out in Creature Mirrors, the bigger creatures actually still do win. Yeah, we will. I guess I will meet you back up in the booth here in about 2 seconds. Yeah, Hate Bears looking like our champion today. So hey, look at that. Let's see. We'll see. Yeah, other things. I have no idea what that noise was. If you guys were interested, if you guys, yeah, I have no idea what that noise was. Yeah, it's the end of the night. I'm a little spaced out of my mind. Yeah, well, that was our finals, I believe. Yeah, we just saw Hate Bears take down Burn, mostly on the back of Game 1, a Wiltleaf Liege, and a Voice of Resurgence really going to town on... Get it together! Going to town on Ryan's life total. And then Game 2, it was... Certainly didn't help that the Burn deck mulliganed to 5, but also the fact that, I mean, he couldn't actually cast his white cards. A crucial Tech Edge and a crucial Ghost Quarter really stunted the Burn deck's mana. Which activating a Ghost Quarter against, or a Tech Edge against Burn, ooh. Activating Tech Edge against Burn, you know you've got to feel pretty good about that. If you can activate that and then still find ways to win, that's a great way to beat Burn. Man, I just have the hiccups today. So yeah, if you're new to the stream, welcome. I'm Coleman. This is the Geek Fortress stream. This was round 4. This was round 4 of our weekly Modern tournament. We do this at 6 p.m. Pacific every Wednesday. We also do a Legacy tournament. We also do a Legacy tournament every Friday at 7:30, and we do another Modern tournament at 6. Can we get a promise to never wear a tie with a polo shirt again? I can certainly try. I came here from work, and this is the only thing I had in my car, because otherwise it would have been a t-shirt. And I don't really like that. Also, I don't think this is too bad, but then again, I also don't wear ties very often. I only wear ties here, because you all are great. And you deserve it. Let me see how many people are still playing. How many people are still playing, you know? What? Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We've got a couple people. Hopefully, I've got a couple people looking out, but I believe they're all still playing out there anyway. It's the caller. Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was the caller. Yeah, the caller doesn't look super hot. Also, the blue on gray looks a lot better when it's not on camera. Sorry. But yeah, looks like we might just call this stream now. We might just call it a night. Yeah, we might just call it a night because I think everyone is already in Game 3, so it might have just been a fast round tonight. And I'm just figuring out who to actually host you all to. Deviant Wizard, welcome to the Fortnites. You are awesome. There we go. Who do we have? I just saw what our stream picture is right now. It's just me going like that. Yeah, that is some awesome things. So yeah, I just want to figure out who we're gonna host to. Looks like Yeah, let's just go there. This is basically the only place where I wear a tie. That and weddings. I do wear ties on weddings.
Everybody's between games right now. So.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So yep, everyone is in fact in games. Still better than pinstripes on camera. That is very true. So we're gonna host you over. I guess I am. Man, it's weird to be the only person back here. So I guess I am gonna host you over to Caleb, who's doing some cubing action, which I didn't even know the cube was up right now. I'm gonna go lose a lot of money later tonight. Yeah. So. Oh no. Okay, TJ's giving me. TJ has given me a directive, so I guess I gotta give him that. So yeah, I'll give him that. So yeah. Anyway. From all of us here at Geek Fortress, myself, the variety of co-hosts I've had tonight, TJ, Maeve, Logan, I guess even Dylan, the store owner. If you're no matter where you're watching from, if it's a good morning, good evening, or good night, we hope it's a great one. Yeah, always just be awesome to everyone. That is my advice. I think I did it okay. I'm really bad at this whole exit thing. But yeah, have a good one. Play more Magic. That's what I always say. Yeah. Bye.